Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having an amazing day, guys. In today's video, we have a special guest. He won the current, or should I say the past, Live Arena season, but there's a huge controversy surrounding him. And I wanted to be fair enough, and I actually reached out to him before I did the last video, and I wanted to give him the chance to speak his mind and actually offered him to come on the channel, and he said he's definitely down to do it. He would love to. So I thought there should be, or there will probably be, a lot of context to it, why he did what he did. And yeah, we are joined by Niklaus Raids. How are you doing, brother?
How's it going? How's it going? Doing good?
You got a lot of eyes on you right now, right? Like
Yeah.
you caught a lot of attention. But before we go into all that drama, let's start very simple, okay? I'm just gonna ask you some questions. Like, for people that don't know you, who are you in Raid, and how long have you been playing? What kind of player are you? Just introduce yourself to all the people that maybe don't know who you are.
Well, what can I say? I'm Nick. I've been playing the raid for I want to say 6, almost 7 years. I think I was like a few months after when the game was initially released or launched. I think it was like the October or May. From May to October, somewhere there. Um, I've been playing the game. I was playing the game at a low spend, not even low spend, free to play player at first, right? Then slowly went to low spend in the first year. And second year, I kind of took like a short break, 6 months break, and then I came back. When the game was made, I wasn't really that interested in PvP content. I was mostly interested in, clan boss, how to get more damage. That's what, the game was back then. When Teo, Gods and Legend, those were the big clans, and Mad, and still I think it was Mad. I took a break and I came back right when Hydra got released. I had my brother kept my account active in that period. He was just log in and do my dailies and whatnot. But I came back when Hydra was released, when videos were put out with like Royal Guard, and people could only do 34 million at max, at the
Husk
time.
and
Husk and all these champions. Any max HP was the way to go at the time. Trunda. I think where I got my my name known from is when I started streaming on Twitch, and that happened. That's a huge story behind that. That happened, by, I don't know, fate, I guess you could say. I used to be the person in my clan that would show others how to do stuff and make videos on my phone, like 20-minute videos, and chop it up into 5 minutes and send it out to the clan. And then I eventually made a YouTube, and I was like, okay, let me just stream it on YouTube to you guys. And I made the mistake of making it public one day, and somebody slipped in there and asked me, why don't I just stream it on Twitch? You seem to know a lot about the game. And I was like, okay, let's stream it on Twitch. And the first time I streamed, I got a big raid by someone, and then after which, I think around this time, it was like, I think fourth year, I would say, fourth year, when Trunda was running rampant. I basically I was so good at the Trunda team that I think at one point, Saf and El Hades made a video that, like I one keyed their entire clan, and then people started coming to my stream a lot more to find out about the Trunda teams. And then slowly, like I was all about PvE in the beginning. And then
so no
slowly
no
shifted.
PvP, no love for PvP at all at
No,
that point, or
well, not that there was no love. Is like from even back then, I used to know that it was clan based, and my clan was just like a small clan that played casually. Like it wasn't like I would we would be competitive. Like two or three of us would be from the clan would go to LA, not LA, but Classic Arena back then. It was all about PvE. So, I basically started shifting into the PvP meta. Yeah, about year 5 or 6, I started year 5 or so. I started, to compete more inside I think LA at the time, I think it was made at that time or before then. I can't remember the date, but I started competing at that time or going in at that time. Yeah.
Okay, so you went from basically everybody starting out the same way, being free to play, to
Hmm.
having an interest in PvE, finding out comps. Trunda gets really, or like Trunda comes in Hydra, everybody's doing the same stuff,
Yeah.
gets boring, and then, the only thing that um, is there at the end is PvP, right? So I think
Hmm.
it's for most people the same path to, being competitive if they want to be competitive. Like, I think they all have a similar path like that. I can like only speak for myself though. Like, it's pretty much the same,
Yeah.
same thing, same experience because I don't really think anything really gets me that excited like in this game anymore. But competing with other players in live arena and with my clan in siege.
Yeah. Hmm.
And
Yeah. Siege. Yeah. Siege was huge. I mean, I think yeah, it's like you said, everybody gets to that point where it gets kind of rinse and repeat repetitive at the PvE level, and you farm all this gear, you build all these comps to go into Chimera or a Hydra Chimera to farm all these gears. What do you do with these gears at that point? You compare other people's gears, and the only way you do that, by force, I guess you could say, is by competing with them.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. Um,
Jeez. You're not going to take me for a drink first or something.
you got the rank 1 here.
Yeah, yeah,
Didn't really happen the legit way, unfortunately, and I have to say I was like when I first found out
yeah.
about it, I was a little bit disappointed, I have to say, because I think you don't really have to do it to prove anything that
Hmm.
or to prove that you are capable of doing it.
Yeah,
And that made me wonder, like I'm always like, I'm not jumping to conclusions. I'm
yeah,
always
yeah.
like trying to talk to people and see what why this is happening, right? Like what do they have to say to maybe explain why that happened, how it happened. Actually, before we go into that, can you explain like in a simple way how this works? The boosting
Boosting,
stuff, yeah, the
boosting.
boosting stuff,
Okay,
how it
so
works.
boosting. I think I watched a video of I guess Sheeny kind of breaking this down, but boosting is simply you match with friends or clanmates, right? And then you match with them, you leave versus them, you lose 3 points, they gain 9 points, right? If you're close to each other.
How much is the
You
point difference to be? Like 300 points? I was not quite sure,
I
but it's
so
like it goes
I
down
think
like
I don't know the exact specific number if I'm going to be honest. I think it might vary from 70 or 100 to like 350 or more, somewhere there. But basically, because you could gain one, two, three, four, five, six, and it all depends on how much points difference you are from them. I think if you're 500 plus, it's definitely 1 point, right? But below that, or maybe it's 2 points at that point, because I think 600 points might be 2 points. I can't remember, but specifically, if you're close enough, like say for instance 100 points or so, you're getting 8 or 9 points, right? So if you win a player that you're 80 or 90, 80 to 100 points over, you're getting 9 points. And then if you lose against him, you lose either 2 or 3 points, right? So the way how it works is one person goes up 9 points, the other person loses 3 points or 2 points, and then you kind of go, you match together and you go back and forth. The only thing about this is you can't do this at a lower level. You can't do this at a lower level. You have to be higher level to do this. So, and when I say higher level, I mean to the point where
you
there's
need
not
like
a
a
lot of,
big you need a
yeah,
big
big
gap
gap
between.
between you and the rest of the community, the competitors, right?
Like we can see here, like you and two are like similar in points, and then it's like,
Mhm. Yeah, let's say for instance you were at like rank 500. There's a lot of people at like rank 500 with like, let's say the points is 1,000. If you try to match up with someone, let's say for instance you and a clanmate try to match up with each other, you're more than likely not gonna get each other because there's a lot of people that is playing at that level, right? The further up you go, the lesser people that they are, and so it's easier, I guess you could say, to boost when you're up there because you're either getting the people that are directly next to you, and at week, I want to say 3 or 2 or 3, sorry, 3 or 4, like you start separating from the rest because you start playing more because it starts getting more competitive because you want to stay in top 10. So you kind of push away from the let's say for instance the 11 to 20 to 500, the 11 plus place basically and onwards. So it's easier to match if you're in the top 10 because you're typically around the same points if all things goes well and there's not boosting or not a lot of boosting, I guess you could say. You're typically going to match with the people that are close to you if they're not in fights already, if they're queuing at the same time as you as well.
okay. So you're trying to be, you have to be already basically a top player or at a high score, at a high
Yeah,
point count.
the average player cannot do this.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and you want to, in a perfect scenario, also do it when, I assume, when, there's not a lot of traffic.
Yeah, as well too. Well, the thing is, there's a crazy thing about that is you said there's not a lot of traffic, but when you get to the point where like when you get to that point of like fourth or whatever season, I mean, it would be kind of crazy to do it from earlier on, but a lot of people do it from early on. But in those last few days, the top 10, or sorry, last couple weeks or 1 week, the top 10 are going to be playing majority of the time around the clock. That's how you stay top 10. Like you're playing 2 to 3 to 4 sessions easily every day. It's very hard to stay in top 10 if you don't play like a lot. Unless your account is just set apart from everybody else, which right now where the meta is, where Mercurial is a thing, everybody's the same right now. Like almost everybody's equal in gear right now because the only thing that you have different might be champs and relics, but like you're gonna be facing similar people to you, like in top 10 with similar gear.
Yeah, we only had
Because
so
we all
many
got to reset.
grim forests.
Yeah, we all got to reset on the Mercurial gear, because it's new.
Yeah, and you need the glyphs, you need the ascensions, you need
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
stuff.
It's
And
expensive.
expensive, takes time.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. I think we got that down. Now, why did you do it? Why did you do it? That's kind of like the
Why did
big
I do it?
question.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I did a boost. I did a boost in rand. I did a boost in rand, and I
Oh, hold
in
on.
my
Let me pedal back. Let me pedal back.
okay.
First of all, this is the first time you did it, right?
Yeah, this is the first time I did it. This is the first time I did it. Like of course I've matched up with opponents or sorry, players already where I just left the fight because like I even when I'm streaming and I'm about to win a fight, I leave the match because that person is either whatever. Or let's say, for instance, I match up with my clanmate and I know that they're trying to get to 1320 and I already made it already. I just leave the fight because I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to interrupt my clanmate. And this is not us planning to do that. Because you randomly match up down, at the lower level as well, too. And you see your opponent and you see your opponent is your clanmate and they're trying to get to 1320. You do them a favor, you do them a solid. I think majority of people I would say do that, or has gotten that done to them. Gotten a free
Definitely, a
win
lot
here
of
and
people
there.
did it. Yeah, but also that's not a major flaw, I think, in this matchmaking system. Like
Hmm.
people that are at so low, like at the lower points, they shouldn't be facing like the top 100 guys at all, to be honest. But it is what it
Yeah,
is. I mean, that's
yeah,
that's something we can't control, right? So,
yeah.
all right. So the first time you did it, yeah, why? What
Why,
what
why,
happened?
why?
Where did
Okay,
we
so
start?
where do we start? So there was a there was something that happened. Okay, so backstory. Now, this before this session started, I was like, oh, we should all go for top. I told two clanmates of mine. Well, I told one clanmate first. I said we should go to, like, it's because it's always like bragging rights and whatnot, and in your clan as well too, that you could do it. So I think there was like some type of conversation with Freedom. Showed him Freedom. He's the one that's in second place. He's never been to top 10 before, but this season he he was like, oh, I can make it to top 10. I'm pretty sure I can make it to top 10 and blah blah this and blah blah that if I had the gems. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll give you the gems. I'll give you some gems, and then you come to top 10. You prove to me you can come to top 10. The thing is, his account, even though it says 2019, I think he said he stopped playing the game. He recently joined the clan, by the way, like I want to say a year plus, or maybe a year and a half or so. His account doesn't have the best set of gears, but recently it's been coming on a good set of champs. So he's a little mouthy when it comes on to like his champions, right? Oh, I have like this champion and blah blah this and blah 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 that. And he's been getting a little bit lucky with gear as well too, and blessing right before live arena started. So we're like, okay, come, let's see if you could compete in there. So I got him to say, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for top 10, right? Top 10. And then the other guy, I believe he was called Supreme Bum before, but I don't think he's called that right now. I think I want to say he's in fifth place or so. He his account is really strong. On the level of my account, right? He's never made it there before. He likes to play arena, but he's never competed in I think he's competed in top 100 already. But he's never gone for the top 10 badge. And his account, I could tell you, could easily make that top 10 badge, right? He doesn't like live arena per se. So we have this guy in our clan, called Kai. He actually he likes arena, but he doesn't playing too much arena. So we got him to basically drive his account, and we're like, okay, showed him Freedom and Kai are actually good friends, before they met me. And we were like, okay, let's all three of us go up there then. So we went. We decided to go up there. We decided to push. Like, we would sit in Discord. Obviously, we would try and not get each other. That's the first part I should start. We were trying not to get each other because, like,
So all of you are working together here, like all the top 10, or
yeah. Well, not all the top 10. There's about 8 in the top 10 right now, right? There's about 8 in the top 10 that I know, but they all didn't come on board or anything until, like, what day was that? Probably like around the 7th or the 8th, and then some came after, right? And this is where this all started from, about April the 7th, when I made the rant video about boosting. So the whole thing started when we made it into top 10. We made it in top 10 pretty easily, by the way. I think we were there either the first week or the second week, because we were just playing normal. We were pushing up. Freedom streamed, so he was streaming it all along, right? He was streaming it all along. I was streaming it. I did some fights on my accounts as well too. The thing about streaming, you should know, when you stream top 10, you get sniped a lot, right? Other people come on, they look at when you're queuing, they queue with you. They try to, outplay you by streaming. Like, everybody that plays arena know this. Like, people rage quit when people do this. But I play on my account, and I'll stream like a couple fights, and then I'll play on somebody else's account, or a few fights, and then I'll play on somebody else's account, because I also help like another clanmate of mine, get to the 1320, right? So one day, I got approached by a few people actually, from Mad, that, like, are you guys gonna boost for top 10? So I was like, okay, no, we're not. Like, I got offended, by these people asking me. I'm like, first of all, like, I know a lot of stuff about the community. I'm old in this community right now, right? So I know a lot of stuff about the community. They came to me and they asked me, "Am I gonna boost?" And I know that they're drivers from Mad or they're from Mad, right? And I'm like, "No, we're not Mad," and I took it offensively, right? I'm like, "Why would you even ask that anyway? We go against you guys daily anyway. So why are you asking like these questions?" I mean, I shared some screenshot with you. Like you could pull up some of the screenshots where it was me and I think the first person to approach me was I think it was chicken noodle.
It's a
Chicken
lot of
noodle.
screenshots.
They first approached me about this about the whole boosting thing. It was I think the first person that approached me was Chicken Noodle. She approached me and she said, "Y'all gonna boost like Leo and boost for top 10 LA or what?" I said, "Boost. Why do we need to boost? We're wrecking people in top 10 as is." She's like, "I'm just saying, better not start. Don't wanna see no damn suspicious climbing." I said, "We not mad, right?" And then she laughed and she's like, "What? Elaborate." And I'm like, "Suspicious boosts are climbing. I've seen the screenshots, like I've seen the screenshots." She goes, "From who and when?" So now she's playing like she don't know. I'm like, "Okay, different mad maybe, different mad different mad maybe." She goes, "Oh, I sit in daily sessions with Unfade and Fez and Yonki, which was the first place guy at one point. There's no boost in there. Just Yonki losing to Unfade. So Unfade is also another driver of Mad. Uh, he drives Armitage account a lot, right?
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so they approach you and
Yeah.
they accuse you basically of boosting.
Yeah, well, they asked me first, to be fair to her. She asked me if I'm going to. And then I said, "We're not mad, because we know in past seasons that there's been proof and everything and evidence that, Mad boosts in both classic and live arena,
Is there
right?"
proof in here that we can like?
Well, yeah. Well, we could get to it right now. So, so the next screenshot, right, is the follow up message. Is saying she sits in streams, which basically she's saying that she sit in stream and they play Fear, right? So this is Yonki, the first place Chinese guy, losing to Unfate, which was driving Armitage, which is also mad, right? I said this is not the only season now. Come on. And then she goes, "Last season had Leo boosting the Everlyn shit out of their points, and we already chewed up Vanya out for boosting one season." So Vanya, by the way, Vanya is, I would call him, I would call him the big kingpin of the group of there's a group of Russian drivers, right? Russian drivers. They're in the RU community. So Vanya is like, I would say him and Unfate are like the head honchos, I guess you could say, of the whole organization.
So
And
it's an organization, like like a full
I
group.
mean, it feels like an organization at one point, and you're gonna see what I mean after we get down to some of these screenshots. She said, "We already chewed out Vanya for boosting one season." Okay, you chewed out Vanya. So okay, so you do know that there's boosting. So I said, "Okay, so Mad Boost too." She said, "Doesn't matter if you chewed him out. It happened." So and I said, "Screenshots had two people, so it's not just one person, right?" Um, then she avoided that entire thing that I said. Okay, so Mad Boost too. So she goes, "So better not. So better and don't do it yourself. Problem solved." So I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right? So she said, "Problem solved." I said, "Problem solved. We're not boosting." Then she backtracks and she's like, did I say you were dumb dumb?" And I'm like, she said, "Don't start. Whenever three people in the same clan get the top 10, they usually start suspicious climbing." I said, "So where's the problem you speak of then, Smarty?" I said, "Anyways, you need not to worry your pretty self. We won't." And then I kind of got annoyed for like a few minutes a couple of minutes there, and then she comes back and she said, "I don't know. I say it as a lighthearted thing. Last season, Leo was boosting a shit ton, and it got real boring. It got real boring, and don't want it to happen this season. And if people say you're boosting, I can defend you in good mind." Now, here's my thing. This is season 10 of Live Arena. These people, by the way, in the Russian community, they know me from season 1 when I was competing on Legends account, or 2, whichever season it was. They know me. They've invited me to their Discord, their LA Discord, right? They've invited me
So
to
you're
multiple
being in
Discord.
contact since forever. Like,
Yeah, like these people know me. They know how I play. They know that I can play. They know that I made top 10 already. They know that I've competed in LA already. So when they come to me like this, with like this, you have to take it offensively, because I'm like, okay, first of all, nobody boosts like Mad does, right? Or at least some of the people in Mad. Let me not condemn the entire clan, because guess what? There are probably people in the clan. There are people in the clan, not probably. There are people in the clan that don't involve themselves in it, because some of them don't even play Live Arena, right? They do their 1320 and then they're finished. But don't come to me knowing that people boost, because obviously she knew about people boosting. So she's not one of the persons that didn't know. She's one of the persons that do know that boosting happens. Don't come to me with it and then come to me like, "Oh, are you guys gonna boost?" And start throwing thumbs. Look for something first, and then you come to me back. Obviously, they know that I've been in top 10 multiple seasons. It's more so that I have my 2 clanmates with me. That's the problem right now. You know what? I'm trying to see from where she's trying to see it from, but I'm like, at the same time, like, come to me and ask me. Come to me and ask me. And then when I tell you that we're not, believe me and just, like, leave it be until you see otherwise, right? She said what she said right here. So she could defend me. I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, you can defend me, cool. So she was the first one to approach me. The second person to approach me about this entire boosting thing was, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this guy, Thanos. Thanos. As you can see, the day after he approached me about boosting. So this one is not even asking me if I'm boosting. He's telling me that I'm boosting.
yeah.
Right?
Straight up accusation, yeah.
So I said, okay, we want to play like that. Okay, I'm boosting all the way. And then I'm like, wait a minute, let's dial it back. Suspicious how? And then he goes boosting, one word. So I'm like, okay. So I showed him the screenshot. I don't know if you could actually zoom in into that screenshot, but I'm like, okay, boosting Blaze maybe, because I lost to Blaze 2 times in that, and then I won against him right after. Right? Blaze is from the Leo clan. That time I have never been in contact with Blaze before that, right? Before, like, well, in future screenshots that I'm gonna show, right? That when I first initially reach out to him. Then he goes, "It's on stream, bro." I said, "What stream?" Right? So there was an incident that happened on stream, right? So show them freedom, like I said. If you compete in LA and you stream, like these drivers and other people who compete in LA, they're more than likely gonna find your stream, whether you're streaming on YouTube, whether you're streaming on Twitch, anything, right? So they found his stream and they went in there, and he was playing. And they saw that he matched up against me, and then I just left the fight. Mind you, at this point, I was in second or third place at the time. All of a sudden, this is the reason why this person reached out to me the day after now, right? Now, how smart would we be if we're streaming and he knows that, like, if Show Them Freedom knows that we're boosting and then he streams it, right? Knowing that at any time that you could get matched with Nick and whatnot. So anyway, they saw me left the fight. So this is what it looks like on the opposite. And I talked about this on my boosting rant, right? I did a boosting rant video on my YouTube, and I talked about it. I said, I get up in the morning, I do a couple fights. In those fights, I lost 2 fights. And I matched up with him, right? I matched up with Show Them Freedom, and I just left the fight. And there's 2 reasons why I left the fight. One is the obvious reason, I lost 2 fights. If anybody doesn't know, when you lose 2 fights, you lose At the level that we were at, if you lose 2 fights and you lose 6 points because you lose 3 points for each of those fights, if you lose 2 fights, you lose 6 points. If you lose a third fight, you lose another 3 points. So that's 9 points total. Then you get a bot. The bot that you get is always similar in level to where you're at. So if you defeat the bot, you gain back the 9 points. So it basically evens you back right out. Right. So it's almost like you never lost anything.
Yeah, so you didn't
Every
lose, you
like
didn't win, you're back to
Yeah,
zero
exactly.
basically.
Everybody knows about this in the community. So that's what happened. That's the first reason why I did that. The second reason is, and I explained it in on the video. I said I did it also because like I matched with him. Like I said, we try not to match with each other because it's normally going to be one sided. Like it's normally going to be me winning, right? If I'm going to be honest, and not to shame but he just has not a earlier year account, but a younger account in terms of level, champs, gears, and whatnot, right? Out of our time playing like against each other ever since this friendly fight came out, or when we would randomly match in a previous season, the guy has never won me one time since one time ever since I want to say a couple months ago, where the nail basically just soloed my entire team. Right, I made a mistake of letting in the nail with I think when I just built my first Mercurial Knights, I was like, oh, I'm fine. And then the nail literally soloed my entire team because the Knights was too slow at the time, right? This is when I just built my first Mercurial Knights. And so I left the fight, right? I'm like, okay, I'm just leaving the fight to get a bot, but I'm also leaving the fight because, like I matched with him and I try not to match with him. Now keep in mind, we were just going for top 10. This had nothing to do with first place or anything, right? First of all, inherently, I knew it was not possible to gain first place. First place was impossible in my mind. And we'll get to that here soon. We're going to get to that here soon. So that's what they saw on stream. They saw me leave a fight against him on stream, and all of a sudden,
And that's what started it all. Like that's what.
Yeah,
and
that's
and
what
when was
started
that?
it.
Like which day was that? That was one day
So
before your rant, or
So when Noodle approached me, I don't think the stream happened then. I think the stream happened maybe the day or the day after in the morning, right? Maybe the day or the day after in the morning. Let me see. So yeah, Thanos messaged me in the day after. So I think it was that same exact day, right? So Noodle messaged me the day before. Thanos messaged me the day after, right? So Noodle messaged me not with anything about like anybody saw me boosting, but then the thing happened and Thanos messaged me the day before. I was like, all right, cool. And so yeah, so Thanos, after Thanos messaged me here, like we could keep going. Yeah, so we're continuing with Thanos here. So, on April 3rd, he said, what it's on stream, bro, right? And then we're gonna find out pretty soon what day. I think it was April the 3rd though. So he goes, "You gonna boost to number one?" So at this point, because I asked him what's on stream. He didn't answer. Uh, yeah, he's also now a driver for Mad. He used to be in Olympus, and then we used to. I'll explain. I'll tell you about the Thanos that I met, and now the Thanos that we have right now. This is the Thanos that we have right now. He's like, "You're gonna boost to first place," and I said, "Yup." And then he showed me that face, and then I showed him Supreme Bum's last battle log. That Supreme Bum is Kai, which is the fifth place guy right now. Beaten the first place 1, 2. I thought there was more. Oh, 1, 2 times on the list, right? So I showed him the list, and he lost the first place at one time, right? 9 out of 10 fight, 9 out of 10. So I said boosting easy, and then I asked him, "Do you want daily logs?" Because at this point, I was freaking furious. He might as well just took the offer right there. I offered everybody this, by the way. So I said, "Do you want to see daily logs?" And then he sends me this screenshot of how these guys were actually tracking our points in battles. I was like, "Oh my god!" So you guys are really doing this. Like this is crazy. This is crazy, right? So they were tracking our points before. So if it from the screenshot, if you could zoom in on it, it has beginning of 74th last session of LA, right? So the way how it does it, it counts down. So it doesn't count up. So it doesn't count from 72 to 73 to 74. No, it counts 74, 73rd, and it goes all the way down to the last remaining session of LA, right? In the season. As you can see, it has each of us, our win rate, our points, and how many battles we did. On the last 3 sessions, now mind you, this is before this is 3 sessions before anything about anything about boosting, any admission that caught us boosting, or they saw us boosting, or whatever they said they saw at the time, right? So here it shows that I did 353 battles in the 74th session. My partner did, my 2 partners, Show Them Freedom, did 433, and Supreme Bomb did 324, right? Because me and Supreme Bomb got a similar win rate here, so the battles should reflect almost like similar. Then it shows that on the 73rd session that I had 382, Show Them Freedom had 433, and then Show Them Freedom had 433, and then Supreme Bomb had 324. Then on the next session, it showed that I had 422. Same points for my partners, Supreme Bomb, and same point for Show Them Freedom, right? So he goes no need, because that's what I asked him if he wants to see daily battle logs. He said no need, and he sent me that to show that they were tracking our points. I'm like, he goes no need, and I'm like, okay, we face you guys all the time, not sure why it's needed. I said, what does this mean, that I'm boosting? What this screenshot basically shows, by the way, right? So they were tracking our points way before he showed me this. What this screenshot basically showed is that from 3 sessions, right? It shows that I did 69 battles, from 353 battles all the way to 422 battles. That's basically, I want to say it's mostly probably in the night when I play, because reset happens for me at 8 p.m. in the night after work. So I play mostly that time, and I played through all 3 sessions right there, right? Or probably from the day, from the 4th session, right? Because LA has 4 sessions. The one that happens at reset is the 1st session, but I think I might have played the session before that, session of the reset, and then the session after, right? This is like probably late night for me. The 72 session. That's probably like 4 o'clock 2 to 6 in the morning for me, right? Okay. So they showed that I played 69 battles, and my partner did nothing. By the way, it's no battles. Morning time for them, right? So I asked him, I said, what does this mean? I'm boosting, and I wrote a smiley face, right? So if you're gonna show me a screenshot that and then accuse me of boosting, because he did say in his previous message, why you boosting, right? Show me a proof that I'm actually boosting. Don't show me like a screenshot that shows nothing at all, right?
So this is before, like, just for the audience, this is before you actually started boosting. This is
this is before this is the whole before the boosting shenanigans happen, right? He goes no need, and he sent me this. This is before the rant video as well too, right? So all this is building upon me for this rant video, because I'm like super ticked off at the moment, right? Because I'm having to talk to Mad, the clan that's known for boosting, about boosting, and they're accusing me of boosting. So I said, say what's on your mind. He didn't say anything, right? So I left it there. I just left it there. So while on stream, this happened on stream now, because I stream 3 times a week. It was a Monday stream. I think it was a Monday. Yeah, Monday stream. I said, while on stream now, people were asking me about boosting and like messaging me in my DMs about boosting. Like my immediate people on Twitch didn't ask me such things because they know me. But people were DMing me. I saw it in YouTube videos about boosting, and I'm like other people's YouTube video comments about me boosting. So I'm like, oh, so it's a thing that's going around now.
Is
I
it
said, all
this
right.
one right here on the stream of Kenpachi as well?
No, so no, I seen it on other streams before I saw it on that. I think that one was the one that actually set me off. That's the one that actually was the big explosion. I saw it in a guy called Teo Knight, which is in Mad, and then somebody said like I matched against him, right? And Teo Knight went against me all season. He did he win one fight? I think he won one fight against me this season. Right, one fight against me this season. And it was live. Yeah, it was live actually. Right? You could ask him. You could ask him. He did one fight against me this season. I want to say. Anyway, so he somebody said, beat the booster. And I showed the video on my rant video. Like if you haven't watched my rant video, that sums up everything. I talked about it in like, the proper, sequence like I'm trying to do right now. But somebody said beat the booster. I beat him in that fight. Like I saw that somebody sent me that, and I was like, wow. So people are really saying that I'm boosting. Like people forgetting that I've been in live arena top 10, top 2, top whatever multiple times. Like are people like what is this community now, right? So I said okay. Cool. So the thing that set me off really and truly the day was this picture a clanmate of mine sent me about the leader, Big DD of Mad, saying in Kenpachi's stream, which is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, if not the biggest. Actually, no, he's not the biggest raid streamer. I think there's like, Farp Stuff and like other people, that might be bigger than him. I don't know. I know he's one of the biggest ones though. He said Nick is boosting. That's all he said. So I saw it. So my clanmate sent it to me. And I went over there and I said, remember, this is like mid-season now, or yeah, about mid-season. I'm like, you really think I boosted to get top 10? Something along those lines. And he didn't answer. Nothing from him. So yeah, so basically I message Big D privately because I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't want to discuss this, right? It was very disappointing to see it from him. So Big DD, he watches my stream every Saturday.
He's the leader.
He's a leader of Mad, right? So he watches my stream mostly, and I wouldn't say every because nothing is absolute. I'm like, yo, I have respect for you, I like your account. I know you have a good account. Now at the time I thought he was the actual person that was, actually driving. I'm like, yo, you have a strong account and blah blah this and blah blah that, So I never had nothing against the guy, right? So I'm like, okay, when he said that what he said in Kenpachi's stream, and I called him out on it in Kenpachi's stream. I'm like, yo, what do you really think I boosted to get into top 10 or something of the sort? He didn't answer. So I was like, okay, maybe he wants to discuss this on a clan leader level, like a quiet level, right? So I DM'd him, right? I sent him the DM and he didn't answer. So I'm like, okay, maybe he didn't see it. So you know what I did? I copied it and I sent it to Thanos here. And I was like, send that to DD.
Oh, okay, so
Right.
that's that message right here that we see. That's like initially you sent it to Big DD, but he didn't reply to it. So
Yeah.
okay,
So I DM'd him. I whispered it to him, I guess, in Twitch, and he didn't answer. And I sent it to Thanos, and I told him to send it to DD basically.
okay,
And then so the thing that you see after in the screenshot is the Theonite, a mad player, right? He lost 2 fights, and I guess anybody could copy the link. He lost 2 fights. He matched with a third person, which was like a lower ranked player. He left the fight and he got a bot, and then he won the bot and he gained back his points. So I said, clanmate does the same thing. All of a sudden, I said, clanmate does the same thing, right? To that screenshot. I said, all of a sudden I can't play LA. Like I was in top 2 seasons ago.
this is basically what you did when you left.
Yeah, I left just like this. I lost 2 fights. I got the third person, which unfortunately was my clanmate, and I left the fight. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that if I, let's say for instance, I match him randomly or something. I match him randomly. Like you're if you're in the same vicinity, especially if you're in top 10, you're going to get the person. And you know what? If I duked it out with him, and he could agree with he could tell you, and he could agree with this. If I duked it out with him, I would get it. But we were not using it in a boosting sense, like, oh, we're boosting to come something. We're boosting to come first. This was me doing it in a sense where, like, you know what? I matched against him. I'm probably gonna demolish him right now. So let me just give him a fight. And sorry, showed him freedom. But this is how it was, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just give him the fight.
I
Plus,
mean,
and plus,
if they there's no sense in calling this boosting when you're losing points.
exactly. And I'm in second place, by the way, and I'm giving him the win, right? Now, I've seen some things about, like I said, I've seen some things about saying it's win trading, but I'm like, okay, but we have to match against each other, though.
Hmm.
So there's a
You have to
thin line
get the win
between.
back if it's win trading. Like,
Exactly. There's a thin line between you're saying boosting and not, there's a very thin line between now boosting and win trading, because guess what? Now, if I was fighting against him like normally every day, right? And we were getting points on each other, right? Well, I'd be getting a lot of points on him. And let's say, for instance, he won me a couple times because like his mercurial gear is far better than mine. That's the only reason I keep on telling him that he's in top 10, because his mercurial, he's been getting a lot of triple rolls, a lot of freaking. I don't know if he has a quad roll, but he has been getting a lot of triple rolls. So his mercurial is better than mine. I can tell you that up front. And he has the meta champions. So guess what? Or he has most of the meta champions. The only one that he doesn't have is Garrel. But I don't have Nell, and he has Nell, right? Which wins him a lot of the fights, right? So nice as well too. But I have nice. So I can't speak on nice. So I'm saying if we duke it out every day, randomly, that's why we sit in discourse to avoid each other. If we duke it out randomly, I'm gonna gain a lot more points on him, and then he's gonna have to, fight other people from below him, and he'll still be there because he was at the time. Well, I don't think I was top two at the time. I think I was third. Katix was second at the time, or maybe I was fifth and Katix was second, and I don't know who was. Maybe Armitos was third or fourth or whatever. So, but we were all in top 10 at the time, right? So I'm like, whatever, whatever. So we were not using it in a way of, oh, I'm doing this, so we could all boost and stay in top 10. No, that was not the point. I don't have to do that. These guys know me. These guys battle against me every season. They know me, right? So anyway, that thing started the whole chain reaction when I saw that screenshot, and I sent it to Thanos. Thanos sent. So he said, I will send this to DD as you asked. Thank you. And then he asked, what does this video show? He said then he left a low level fight to get a bot. I said yes, to get back his points. And then he said okay. Didn't say anything. Now, mind you, I'm like talking to this guy and then showing him facts, and nowhere is he saying, I understand you, Okay, cool. I'm going to take your benefit of the doubt at this point, right? Um, so anyway, I did a stream and I did a rant. I did a rant about the whole boosting thing.
so now you were pissed off, like,
I was pissed off. I was pissed off at this point. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I started the stream. I did one LA fight. I did one LA fight on my account, or is it my account or my climate's account? I did one LA fight and somebody DM me about boosting, and it just set off. I normally stream for like 2 to 3 hours on Monday, or maybe about 2 hours on Monday. I went into like, I think it was a 3 hour plus rant about boosting. 3 hour plus, and I called them out. I showed DMs. I talked about shit, and I'm like, bro, I said a lot of stuff in that rant, right? I said a lot of things. Yeah, so that happened. I called them out, and I basically said, listen, if I see any boosting, because I know the drivers, right? I know the Russian community drivers that you guys have that drive all the accounts. These are the same set of guys that drive majority of the accounts in the clan. Not majority, sorry, multiple accounts in the clan. Because there's people that play their own account. I said, if I see boosting, it will happen. I'm gonna tell my guys to boost because seeing that you guys have me at that standard, you guys better do you guys better you guys that I already hold for myself, you guys better not do it. And I know they do it, right? I was a part of the Discord where I saw certain things and I'm just a little guy on the totem pole right now when it comes on to like YouTube and when I'm not huge. If I put out a message, it probably will reach maybe like a handful of people that already probably know what's going on. So it's not gonna reach a lot of people or Polarium or something. That's why I'm trying to like get my YouTube up this year. So anyway, I did my rant and I called out the entire. I called out Mad on a whole because the clan leader resembles. He's like a figure of Mad, right? He's a figure of Mad. Like if somebody said something about Law, my name would be called first, right? Because I'm the clan leader, right? So if DD said something, Big D said something about me, or about me, I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna call out the entire Mad crew, right? Because we don't know how many of them. We do know for sure though, because we have proof. Now I call out the driver single-handedly, and I did say the um in the in the rant that listen, I respect these guys because they didn't say anything about me, right? It was all the people that said something about me or came to me about accusing me or trying to accuse me so far was random peoples which I didn't care about. Noodle asked me, right? She came to me aggressive, but she asked me. Thanos damn near accused me, right? So it's what pissed me off. And then the leader, which I expected so much better from, he literally said it on stream, on a big popular stream as well too, right? So I took offense to it, and I called out the entire gang, called out all the drivers, I called out all the mads, and I showed proof, and I said, listen, I respect Vanya and on Faith still because they said nothing bad about me, but these people, like these other people, I'm done. I watch Soul Satan from Mad. I watch his, YouTube and stream sometimes. Like I have nothing against none of them over there, right? No matter what people talk shit about, I hold my own position on them based on how and how they've treated me basically, right? And I got a message from the first message I got was from Noodle, I believe. Yep. So I have plenty of respect for you. If you say you in boost, and I believe you. Just so FYI, you're my friend. I prefer to stay friends. I also hate unnecessary drama. Right? I said, hey Noodle. I know. Listen, I know everybody's entitled to be suspicious of everything they want. My rant wasn't anything about that. Didn't have to be pushed to what it did. It could have been handled a different way. I didn't want the drama. This happened last week, and if I did, I would have said it on stream Saturday. So I tried to hold my tongue. But it got worse because of accusations and people spreading wrong information about something they have no idea or any proof on. I said all I needed to say about you, which wasn't anything terrible. We still cool. I prefer it that way too. She said, "Oh, I haven't seen any rants." I think everybody saw the rant at that point. Everybody from Matt anyway, because it was directed to them, and I know their clan leader did. Just saw some members talking about this. I guess the rant, and was like, "Eh." But yeah, I'm still cool. I'm still good with you. We're chill. So I hearted it. Whatever. So right after now, our boy, I might be getting them mixed up in the different order, but as you can see here, Thanos messaged me and said, "Nice stream." And then, I said, "Yeah." I said, "Thank you." He said, "My apologies. I've always respected you as a player, even on times where you left me unreplied to days on end. I still stand by my suspicion, not only to you, but the rest of your clanmates. Just wanted you to know that I still respect you." So I'm like, what the heck does this even mean? I said, first of all, the first sentence, I said, not sure what the apology is for then. About the unreplied thing, it has not it's not out of spite, dude. I stream multiple times a week. I play my account and work 50 to 60 hours a week. Because I stream, I have multiple people reaching out to me, right? I do have multiple people reach out to me on from the Twitch side. If you respected me, if you came to me and asked me, I would have told you, "Nah, brother, and you go with that until you have or see any solid proof I did. That's how respect works. I said, I had asked you about this. You didn't reply, which is basically the tracking of the points, right? Where I'm like, does it look like I'm boosting? He goes, I see. I said, I played 69 battles and my clanmates didn't play once in 3 sessions. That's before the whole boosting thing came out, right? He didn't respond. So I just left it at that. I left it at that. And we said some things right after, but
Maybe we can move on to like
okay.
who are these people?
So basically, these are drivers. If you don't know what a driver is, basically, drivers are people typically paid. So I guess some people love the games where they do it for free, but most time when you hear about someone being a driver, they're paid to run an account, whether it is to drive LA, to do clan boss, to do chimera. Basically, these
PvE
are
or
drivers.
PvP or daily
Yeah,
stuff or
they get paid. Basically, they get paid mostly, right?
okay, by the
Most
account
small amounts of it
owners
free.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, you said earlier it's an organization and Vanya is the head of
Well,
it or
so I mean, this is my interpretation, and listen, I call it some of these drivers are not in this specific organization, but a lot of them are, right? I know I could tell you that there are at least 5 people that I know, like that they play together in this little circle where they know everything about each other, which is Vanya on Fate, Fez, New Rave, it was the last person. Typically, so there's a list of majority of the drivers that actually play in Mad. I talked to, and I was like in a conversation here that I had with Noodle. It was on the 4th. This is still on the conversation about the driver thing. We have Thanos here, that is a driver now, right? He used to own an account, but now he's a driver. New Rave, Nastia, Deb, Vanya on Fate. Some of them are not related. Some of them don't mix with the others. Like right now, I could tell you that Dynastia isn't in their group, I guess you could say, because there's an incident that happened with her. But the people who we do know for certain is Vanya, Fez, Unfaith, and New Rave, right? And I think there's a couple more people, but like you have like other mad drivers like Thanos and Noodle on the sidelines where they're experienced, but they're not experienced as these guys are in terms of like, skill level in LA, right? So yeah, these are the main drivers you could say. So they came to me and they apologized. I mean, even Unfate actually came to me on and tried to smooth things over. So yeah, this is Unfate, right? This is a driver as well too. So he said, "Hey man, watch your latest stream. I can tell you that I don't hate you and I never accused you of boosting. You say blocked you and said you were boosting your clanmate. That's how this all started. I don't see enough proof of that, so this whole situation is absolute bullshit." I said, "Hey dude, just woke up. I appreciate you reaching out. I didn't know for sure if you banned me. I don't hate you either. Still have respect for you and Vanya, right? All you say or anyone had to do is to talk to me or ask me. But I don't care much about the Discord banning. I care about people use my name in a negative way. It's absolute bullshit and could have been avoided because we were all cool." He said, "Yes, I understand."
so
Right?
this is the 7th of April. This is like
Yeah,
after
this
your
is right after the rant video. So I think yeah, the rant video happened. The rant video I guess happened in the night. I don't know how YouTube records it, but in the night, and then it stretches on to the 7th, in the morning.
okay, got it. So
Yeah,
this is one of the mad drivers that is reaching out to you and saying
yeah,
like,
this,
"Hey man,
yeah. This is one of the main two mad drivers. One of the two main mad drivers reaching out to me. right? Very good arena player,
And
skillful
he
player,
said
right?
he said he doesn't think you're boosting, but this guy usually does think you're boosting, and
Yeah,
that's
they saw the video of me leaving the fight and then basically jumped to the conclusion. They saw one video of me leaving a fight, and then accused me of boosting. Imagine.
until this point, everything you're playing, all you guys are playing legit.
We're all playing fear. We're all playing fear. We're just not matching against each other, right? Yeah, so that happened and he reached out to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm still kind of salty about the whole thing because Big D hasn't said anything to me back, right? He still hasn't reached out to me. I think that was maybe a turning point. If he had reached out to me and he's like, yo, bro, I might have made a mistake. I'm sorry. I talked it over with the guys. I made a mistake, or I might have made a mistake, and said, if you say you're not boosting, you're not boosting. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I would have been like, okay, all right, we're cool, right? But nothing was said. You know what was done instead? So we started to track their points as well. So they showed us that we're tracking our points. So we started to track their points because at that point, I made a promise on stream. I said, if I see any boosting, we are going to boost. Because I knew at the time, right? This is all I knew at the time, that these trophies are paid for. This top one trophy is paid for. Well, we have proof. I think it varies, but I think we have an idea of what this last one costs, right? And we're gonna go to New Rave, which is a player, one of the drivers as well too. He's one of the ones I could tell you that I kind of have. It's hard to hate him because he hasn't really done anything to me. He hasn't really done anything to me. Um, and he's been trying to stay neutral in the middle of everything. Right? He's trying to stay neutral. He was trying to smooth things out for the better part of like the entire time, but at some point it got worse and there was no suiting out anything, right? So New Rave, he reached out to me and asked me about the boosting, right? And you can see on the screenshot here. Um, I guess you could. I guess I don't know if you want me to read that.
Hey, what
Mhm.
about boost? Like you are asking him, what about boosting? We're not
Yeah,
boosting.
he asked me about if I what's going on, like if I if we're boosting, if showed him free and when I was boosting. Yeah. Mhm.
So his question was, are you guys boosting basically? And
Yeah.
you said, what about it? We're not boosting each other. I don't match up with them almost never because we are mostly in Discord playing.
Yeah.
And then he said, UC said it was on live. So that's that one time when you left the match.
Oh yeah, sorry. You say I didn't know he was a mad driver because I didn't think he was before, but I think he drives well he drives a lot of the NBF guys accounts now, and he was driving the ninth place position guy on the leaderboard, but he's affiliated with these guys basically.
So this is not a mad thing. This is like a drive, like those guys are driving all
Yeah,
type of clans
all types
accounts,
of plans. Yeah.
like big ones, the big
Yeah,
PPs.
the big accounts there, these guys are on them, right? Because the big spenders, a lot of them they know about their accounts. There's very few big spenders that have huge account that actually um pilot their own account. I could safely say that I'm one of the ones that play my own account, and everybody knows this. And you'll see that he says this here in the future with these messages, right?
So UC said it wasn't live. To be honest, I didn't saw that. So sorry to bother you. I know you're a good player. Don't know about your clanmates, but with their good win rate, I think they can make top 10 fair. So good luck if it's true. Also, people want info about Freedom stalling fight.
My own
So
clan.
he started stalling, and then they started
Yeah.
stalling you, or
Well, no, they didn't start stalling me. They said they were gonna stall Knight.
okay.
They
And
sorry, they said they were gonna stall me.
stalling
Be-
means you just let the clock run
the-
out and waste your
yeah, just
time.
let the clock just run and waste time. Because he was losing and they kept on like sniping him and matching up with him, and then he started stalling on stream. And then he said he's gonna stall all mad players, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying that? And then these guys are gonna hate me now because I'm like cool with these guys, right? Now, mind you, this is on the stream where they saw me leave. And in this moment, anybody could have asked me about this. Nobody did. They came up with the whole thing that because I left on stream that same day, I don't know if their feelings got hurt from what he was saying about the Russians. And this whole thing about boosting started because I left one fight. So in that stream, he said, I'm gonna stall all mat players. And then on Fate, the driver was in the stream as well. He said, I'm just gonna stall Nick, right? So that's what New Rave here is talking about. So I got mad with my own guy right now, right?
Yeah,
I
with
said
your
this guy
clan mate.
annoys me sometimes. My clan mate. I said this guy annoys me sometimes. Talks too much. I said I lost two matches with, like people. So I just lost a fight to get a bot. Everyone does that. And then he goes, this guy annoys me. You say? I said no. Supreme, and then I continue talking. I said Supreme is my best guy, my second best guy in the clan. He has a driver which is good, right? Which is Kai. I said no, not Yusei. Show him freedom. Yusei is cool. Now I'm defending Yusei, by the way, not knowing that in this very moment Yusei is blocking me on the Discord because
He thinks you're boosting.
yeah, and I'm defending him in this message right now, right? So I'm like, okay, so he goes, okay, thank you. I'll send your words to the guys. I have no question for now. Thank you for your reply. I said, no need for vouching. People will believe what they want to believe. If you ask me, I'll tell you what it is. I don't need to prove to anyone that I could play a live arena. I faced all of these guys before in LA, so I don't need to prove myself with words, right? And
Let's actually look some battle logs. Look up some battle logs from you.
yeah,
Wait, let me see. What do we have here? That's BZK or BZK or
BZK.
BZK. All right. NBF. SP. I mean, this right here doesn't look like boosting to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
I think there's some
we
more.
keep, I think every clan does this. Some clans might do it one fight at a time depending on who they face, but we're at the top level of arena, so we're taking pictures of like a bunch of big people that we're fighting and we're taking screenshots. There might be a low level player here and there because of the matchmaking system, but for the most part we're showing that we're winning multiple high level accounts. I have pictures in there where I'm facing, when I competed on Legends account and I was facing a bunch of mad players. There's pictures in there when I'm in my account and I'm going against all like a bunch of mad players. Because the truth is, when you compete at the top, most of who you find are mad players. It's an arena clan, right? They compete against PvP. It's PvP clan mostly, right? That's mostly what they care about.
Yeah.
They're the top one in Siege, because of the accounts and the drivers that they have, and like they have some of the best accounts. They don't have the best accounts, I would say, but they have some of the best accounts. Because there are other high level accounts out there that don't really play LA. They just collect it for the heck of the game. Collect champions for the heck of the game. But yeah, they do have some of the biggest accounts in the game, though.
So all right, so you got all like pretty much the main drivers mad at you or like thinking you're boosting, or some of them. I don't know if the main ones, but some of them. You're pissed off because it's not true.
The plan was, like I stated on stream, the plan was if I see boosting, we're gonna boost.
And you saw
Right?
it?
Because
Where did you
I
see it?
know. Oh, I mean, we saw it. We saw it multiple times, but it was not enough to say, there was something there. Like as the arena stepped up, as the arena weeks move forward, and it comes closer to the end of the weeks, like players are gonna play more. They're gonna push their points a lot more ahead of the crew, right? They're gonna push their points a lot more ahead of the let's say the 11th to 20th. Sometimes the 11, 12, and 13 and 14 people are close to top 10, but These guys now are like far away from each other because they're just playing a lot more games, and that's the honest truth. Whether it was boosting or not, people would just start playing more, right? Even if they don't have a necessarily higher win rate, they'll just play more. So we tracked their points. We started tracking their points in a way that they track our points, but there were so many of them, we had to track all their points, right? We had to track all their points. So we took like loads of screenshots. So right after my rant video, I was serious. Literally the day after, or I guess day after that, 4th of April, 8th of April, I did the video from the 6th leading into the 7th, I guess. So I guess it counts as 7. Here, the 8th of April, we started tracking their points. We started taking screenshots of basically top 30, 40, right? I think we went down to 40. We might have went down to 40. Or at least anywhere where we see any mad players. Because I know people were going to be pissed in mad. All right, so we started taking pictures of all mad. As you can see on the second screenshot, Big D was like 26 out with 66% win rate, far out. And right after I made my rant video, I'll show you what happened the exact same day. I need to send you this screenshot now.
So that's 385 battles, 1,700 points.
So you can see we start taking it from the 8, and then at first we were kind of a little bit messy with it because we would just take it and just put it in the screenshot, and then Knight said like here before sending a screenshot, type some text so we know what the session is in. So I basically gave an example like after first session, second session, etc. First session meaning the session where reset happened. So basically, it doesn't matter which time zone you're on. We're all on the same clock when it comes on to reset of dailies. So and then the live arena session starts right there. So that's first session, right? The fourth session for me starts from 2 p.m. So this would be after the third session, right? So the third session ends at 12. At 12. And then the fourth session starts from 2 to 6 p.m. for me, right? EST. So as you can see, I wrote end of fourth session, right? So it's nearing the new session because nobody took the screenshot. So I said end of fourth session, and then I made a note of it. I said, look what happened: 236 plus points in one session, lost 2% win rate, 85 fights. Wow! And he calls me a booster. Basically, what we have here is the first sign of the boosting. I didn't even say anything. I bit my tongue because we wanted to collect evidence. So the one thing you should know about boosting is if you're playing 85 fights and you're moving up that much points, you should at least be gaining win rate like crazy. Like like not a lot, but if you're at 66% win rate, you should be gaining win rate. If you're at 86 points, if you're at 66%. And you did 85 fights and you did 235 points in one session, you need to be gaining something, not losing in the opposite. And some might say 85 fights in one session is crazy bits, right? But it can happen, but you losing 2% is also bad. Right? So we were like, okay, and he calls me a booster. Right? So that was the first thing that I saw. And I was like, that is absolutely crazy. Okay, cool. So we started collecting information and so on and so forth over the next following days. So this screenshot, I think I had a conversation with him. I was like, and then now he does not want to push. Basically, I was trying to say he thinks he will get sniped. Right? This was the conversation following the stream. And then he said, I just asked on Fate. He said he started sniping only after Freedom started stalling time. I said, I figured. I said, he deserves it anyway. He needs to be humble, if you ask me. He has a big ego, right? Anybody that knows knows Knight, know that he does, right? And here I am also again, bashing my clanmate and defending these guys. right? Not really bashing. I'm telling the truth, but this guy's a down to earth guy, so I believe that I could talk to him. And I was kind of pissed at night at this point too because I thought that he started something where like calling he said some swear words about the Russians, and I'm like, bro, I'm good friends with these guys. Like, you don't need to be doing this, right? Anyway, so you can see that we fought. Ray fought. By the way, Ray was playing as a driver as well this season. He was playing on BZK's account. There's actually two people playing on BZK's account, Debs and New Rave. So anyway, I shared the that same photo I spoke about earlier with Thanos, and I said, even Teo does it, which is basically leaving one fight after he lost two just to get a bot. I said even Teo does it. Does this mean he's boosting? No disrespect to Teo, but some of his clanmates are hypocrites. Left third fight, get a bot. I mean, right? I'm trying to tell him. I shared this. Honestly, I'm on your side. I'm very sorry that I got involved with this shit without seeing enough proof. Like, you say things 100 points per points per 30 battles is not normal, right? I don't even know how and where they're tracking these points, but they're not even showing any proof at this point. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I said they track our points every session. A lot of times we don't even play on the same sessions. Me and my clanmates, Matt has always have three or more, guys there. Isn't it suspicious when they're there, when their win rate drop as well? How about this? Tell Mad Guys to stream or make recordings of each session on YouTube, and I will stream on YouTube. I will tell my guys to take screenshots of every 10 fight. That was the olive branch that I handed out to these guys. I basically said, listen, okay, seeing that if you want to prove that, seeing that if you want proof that we're not boosting, I'll take all recordings and I'll post it on YouTube, like Teo Night. Well, not like Teo Night, because that would be live and they would street type me. I would just take it like how what's his name? The guy that used to do it, LA used to do it. He would just play it, record it, and then post it, right? So I said, I'll just do that. And then they need to do the same thing, right? Make recordings. And I'll tell my guys to take screenshots of every 10 sessions, 10 fights, right? So he said right after, I was explaining to him right here that I went on a 34 win streak last night. Um, I was telling him that I played one or two sessions a lot, like, right. And if this is a session they talk about, I was on a 34 win streak. Face K-Tix a lot, and I was gaining 9 points on him basically every single time. And the Commodus bomb guy from NBF. I said I did 69 fights over 3 sessions, and not once did I face my clanmates. And I gained 100 points. I believe it was 100 points or 100 plus points, right? I said, I said, if or maybe 150 or so. I said, if they did, my points would be a lot more. Basically, if I faced my clanmates, my points would be a lot more. And then I said, I can't believe you say, dude, if he wanted, he could have asked. I left one fight against my clanmate on stream. That's what they saw. I could understand if they saw more than that, but one. All of a sudden, I can't play LA, and no one besides Matt can play LA. The clan that has been accused of boosting with proof is now blaming and accusing others of boosting. I said, I don't even know why I'm explaining myself to Mad drivers. Had no idea you say it was Mad too. The question I would want you to ask them though, doesn't Mad play against Mad in top 10? Doesn't someone have to win or lose points? I try not to match with my clanmates because I don't want to win against them a lot. Because at that point, it would feel like boosting. No offense to my clanmates, right? I'm telling him the whole situation. There's no way to avoid my clanmates a lot sometimes, right? But at the same time, when that's why we play on separate sessions, or we play in Discord where we can see that, listen, okay, you go, and then when you get a fight, and I go, right? So I'm saying they do the same thing, because most of the time there's like 4 to 7 mads or mad drivers, I would say, in top 7. People don't know this, but sometimes they're playing on different accounts. Multiple of them are playing on the same accounts, by the way, right? And the next screenshot about the thing that I said about us taking recordings and posting on YouTube. He said, I asked, but I think this idea will be rejected. I wonder why. I play with Unfate and Vanya in Discord, I guess. So we try not to match up. If it's too boring session, play against each other. I said, and in previous seasons, I played in voice call and did too. They act like my guys can't play when they go against them a lot. He
So,
goes,
so this guy
personally,
is Russian too, right? That's why
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
translated. That's why it's not like.
Yeah, so he's Russian. So he's going through a translator app for most of the time. That's why he writes a lot. So I could understand the context or the dialect or the way he's speaking, you know? Because sometimes when you translate things in a translator, it doesn't come out the way that it's supposed to come out, and you don't understand it the way you're supposed to understand it. So he puts it in long term, so I understand I could see the emotions and understand how he is type into me. So he said, personally, I don't think that they're trying to get. Sorry, personally, I don't know why they're trying to get you in something. Like for me, your skill level is on the level of Unfate or Fesnik. Like you're the coolest player of owners I know, and also you play better than a lot of the drivers who are trying to tell you that you're a cheater. Now, bro, I've played against this guy in the past as well too. If this guy is telling you that I'm on the level of these guys, why in the blue? Okay, why in the hell would I would I would I would I like are they coming to me with this crap? Right? I could tell you why, and you're gonna find out why. But let's continue. I said, fast forward, like there's like a couple of things. I said you on BZK's account. Sometimes I play against him, right? And then I said, I play against you sometimes. I said, exactly. Thank you for that, brother. I think it's because those top 10 or top one spots are all paid for, and us being here is a problem for that. If it was just me, they wouldn't have many problems. And if they were winning 90 to 100% of the fights against my clanmates, they would have no problem. But it's because we're making it a challenge for them. Why is Unfate or Crypto not going for first? They can and have good accounts to do so. They easily can do better than that guy in first place account. I know it's Vanya, but the account I mean, right? So the player is good, but the account is not as good as Unfate, as Armitus or Crypto's account. Um, right? So that's basically what I'm saying. I said, isn't it because first place player paid for it? So that was the first thing I dropped on him. Like I said, listen, you guys are upset right now. You guys are losing, right? You're not losing all the fights, of course. You're not losing all the fights, but we're doing extremely well against them, right? And I called out that I know because a little birdie at this point had told me that listen, I thought so. This is what I knew. I knew that Classic Arena trophies and top one trophies, right? Classic top one trophies and LA top one trophies are paid for. Imagine that. They're paid for. They're paid for.
Like all
You
of
guys
them?
don't understand it? I cannot say anything is absolute, but I could say if I was supposed to put a number on it, I could safely say 50% of them or more are paid for. I don't want to say an absolute amount because like some of them I believe were earned truthfully, but guess what? They're paid for. They pay drivers for these first place. And when you have a group of drivers that are in the same group and you pay for something, guess what happens? Like you end up in a situation where you have one driver going up with that main account that paid for, and then the other drivers are basically just sitting back and either A boosted, B stalling other opponents or becoming, or just matching up with other opponents and avoiding the first place player, making it very easy for him to just create this huge stretch between him and the other players or see just like they just fight other players and just let this guy go, right? It's basically the same thing, but these trophies are paid for,
So they're
and we have
all
proof of
working
that.
together.
Exactly, to make this specific person win this trophy for this specific account to get paid, right?
And now you are kind of in the way at this point.
And yeah, so what I knew before that the first place trophy was paid for, that's why in my head, no matter how good of a player that I was, no matter how good of a count that I had, if I was let's say for instance, right? I was the best player with the best account, with the best, win rate, right? I could never get top one because of this. Because these spots are paid for and reserved. The top one spot, I mean. Because it don't matter if you have a good win rate or a good account. These guys they're gonna match up with you. They're gonna avoid the first base player. They're gonna give him the lane that he needs to play against like low level players or boost him up at the same time, and then let him take a huge stretch where he's just going up, and then these guys down here become a challenge for you, while this guy just overplays high amount, like play 200-300 fights, a session or whatever, until they have a huge lead to where it discourages you from going up there, because now you're stuck with the actual other drivers that are actually playing the other accounts that are becoming like a blockade for you, for that person essentially. And these guys, they work together. There's no lie about that. They work together so one guy, specific guy, could basically get that trophy, right?
And do you think they are doing this since like season one, or like how, like what are we talking?
I don't know if the organization, because here's the thing. The crazy part is the same guys that are doing this for LA right now are the same guys that are doing it mostly for Arena, right? These plat push arena trophies, right? So for Classic Arena, it's the same set of guys, right? That are doing it. So it could have started from season one. It could have not. I can't say definitively like that it did, right? So I'm gonna say that it did start at some point, but I'm unsure of that point that it started, right? I believe if I was supposed to put a number, put a specific guarantee, I could safely say the first time that the trophy was won by Crypto, I remember Cartman being in first place, and then Crypto overtook, and she meaning Nastia, I think was, she's the main driver. She played huge amount of battles on that account, right? So that account on the first season, I can't speak for every other season because they have drivers. There's another driver that plays on that account here and there, Fesnik. She played huge amount of battles, so I know for a fact that account won that trophy the first season. I don't think they boosted that season, because that season is a season where I told you, I don't know when it's stopped, but that season was a season when they did 9 points for everybody. Like every person you fight, it was 9 points. So it was easy to elevate in points, right? I don't know if anybody did a blockade. I don't think so, but I think that a few trophies were earned correctly. Yeah. So before all this, I thought it was just the first place trophy. Like when it became an actual thing, I thought it was just the first place trophy that was paid for. A little birdie tapped me on the shoulder and showed me proof that all top 10 spots are paid for.
All top 10.
All top 10, not top one only that I thought initially, like, like Classic Arena, but all top 10 spots. I guess the thing with top 10 is that you gain that badge or whatever that I had forever that I don't even freaking use. But all top 10 spots are paid for, and I can show you proof of that. We have it here. This is what most of the Russian drivers, or I guess most of the Russian players, use this thing called Telegram. I've never used it before. My girlfriend said she downloaded it one time. I've never downloaded or used it, so I know of it because I watched a documentary on it. But I
it's
don't
a
know.
messenger, like WhatsApp.
Yeah, but I heard that it's like encrypted as well too, right? And the messages get deleted or whatever. I don't know how true that is. Does the message get deleted after a while?
I'm not quite sure exactly how it works.
So that's what I've heard, right? So anyway,
but it's a little bit more sneaky than other stuff. Like
I see. So if you could look on the first screenshot, it shows at the bottom here that this RTA, right, real time arena, I guess, I think that's what that means, will start in 10 minutes. All places in top 10 spot are already reserved. Thanks to our drivers. Bro, are we ordering a takeout? Are we ordering at a restaurant or something? All 10 spots are reserved.
This is one top 10 for me, please.
So basically, Whomever you think you are as your average, decent, good player, good luck, right? Now, those seasons that I made it into top 10 was no problem. I might have cooked one or two people, or sorry, one person, because I entered by myself with legend account, right? That's when I after that is when I got invited to that Discord with all the drivers, and they tried to invite me to Mad a few times, right? And I said no. Somebody tried to invite me to SP. I said no, but I don't know anything about the drivers with SP, right? But they tried to invite me to Mad. I said no. At the time, I think I was not a clan leader yet. I was a deputy, and I knew my clan leader wanted to quit the game at the time, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to join another clan. Like I just wanted to stay and just play low key because I was thinking of quitting the game at one point too. So this right here, and I want you to take good note of what the second message at the top says, February 10th, because that's very important, right? That's very important. In the second message, in the second screenshot, you see where the bottom screenshot says February 10th, right? 2026. That's this year. The first screenshot is the second post on that page, which has the one that all top 10 spots are paid for. So you can see the date that this started. They posted that on the day that this season top 10 was about to start. They posted it minutes before and said live arena will start in 10 minutes and all top 10 spots are reserved. So this is the reason now why I said the problem now is me and at the time, it was just three of us. It was me, Freedom, and Supreme Bum, right? So let me call them by their name. Me, Knight, and Kai that were up there. And us being up there meant that three spots would have been cooked, right? Cooked meaning, like we would have had it because we were playing good, right? And I said to myself, I was like, okay, I did not know this. I knew about the top one, right? And even I didn't know about Telegram and all this before then, but I learned about it.
This is
And I said,
crazy.
this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like, who are these people to dictate top 10? Now, top one, I could understand, but top 10? The whole 10 spots are reserved? Like a
Probably
goddamn,
thinking like, oh, we're doing top, like first place. Might as well just do the other ones as well.
like what, for the avatar or for the frame? I said, bro, or for the frame, I guess, not for the avatar. There's no avatar. Um, so I said, is like an order? Like this is like you're ordering freaking at a restaurant. So I was like, okay.
So basically, nothing of this is all like. This implies that all of it, like all the whole top 10, basically is fake or like
Well,
manipulated to a certain
majority of
degree.
it. So one thing I can tell you is that seeing that because I don't know when it started, right? Legend account, I think I went, like I said, the first or second season. So me being me, I didn't even know these guys. Well, I knew of the names. Wasn't in the Discord. When I entered top 10 with Legends account, I was playing and these guys started reaching out to me and all that. I might have cooked one person there, but they're fine with that because, they could be fine with one person being in top 10 that shouldn't be there, maybe two people but three people being there, and now three people being there on top of that, that's also threatening first place, which is the trophy, which is also more expensive. Did I share that how much the trophy costs, or we didn't get to that yet?
I think we didn't talk about it.
Okay, we didn't get to that yet. You said you wanted to know. We're gonna have an idea here on the follow up screenshot. So this is what a little birdie pat me on the shoulder and they showed me, right? They told me, and then I got these screenshots after, right? And I was like, okay. I said, okay, this then is definitely on because then this is an organization at this point. This is what I call it. I said it's an organization at this point. So we're going to go. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. But at the same time, it's a scummy business because I understand that, let's say, for instance, someone with a big account and you being a driver, I'm not saying that drivers in general are scummy, but a driver that could basically tell you that, listen, this is what's going to happen this season because we're going to ensure that it happens. Right? How do you ensure that it happens? You basically have to basically do some type of thing because some of the accounts, by the way, that they're promised into top 10 are not even worth being in top 10. They're not even at the level. How do these accounts get into top 10? They get boosted in top 10, and that's the god honest truth. They get boosted in top 10 because some of them can't even go in there playing fear. Right? Even with these OP drivers on some of these accounts, you have to admit, if you don't have certain champions, if you don't have certain gear, you just can't make it. But guess what? If you can't make it, they'll use some of these bigger accounts that to pull you up, to lose a couple fights against you and pull you up. And that's how that works.
This actually pisses me off a little bit, this whole thing, because I like, this is like finding out that Santa Claus is not real. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like,
Yeah, bro. Like find out that somebody actually not Santa Claus put the present under the tree and not him. You know, it was cool to know that that guy came out of a chimney, but now you know it's not him. You know.
exactly.
So yeah, I was telling him why is basically Crypto or Unfate not going for it this season on Armitage account. Armitage account. Why are they not going for it? Because their account are better than the account that is in first place anyway, even though Vanya is playing it.
Okay.
Right?
So Nuru Rave says all mad trophy was paid only for drivers, not to another people to take it. About I don't know, maybe people don't want to waste like 5,000 per trophy.
Bro. That is insane. I really hope that this is not USD. Because if this is USD, this is insane.
And like almost every month we have interested members. So like Chinese guy 1 trophy, and other players will wait next month.
So these guys pre-ordered the trophy. Right?
They have like monthly orders or whatever.
They ordered it from the month before, bro. Like, you have to understand, this is crazy at this point. Like, now I'm knowing about these things. Like, these guys explained to me. Oh my god. So
if you that's for first place only, right?
Well, for the trophy they pay for it, but as you can see from the screenshot, all top 10 trophies are also paid for. I didn't know. I thought it was just first place. Right? This guy is just saying that the trophy is actually paid for. Right?
So we're talking about a lot of money here.
Yeah. This is an organization at this point, bro. This is this is like the mafia at this point. Right? This is like a big old scandal at this point, you know? Then read read what I said after. I said one thing I could tell you, if they start boosting, I'm telling the guys to boost. We have kept it fair, but because of the whole accusing thing, I'm watching these points just like they are. And we will have 3 or 4 guys there every season from now on. I had nothing against Mad. I had nothing against no one in Mad. I kept it low key about things I knew about them, and they went and tried to spoil my name for nothing. So I basically said to him what I said on stream, basically, right? I said the same thing I said on stream. So I think I said that probably to him the hours before I started streaming or whatever. Right. So I basically said the same thing to him right there, you know? So it was on from there. Now, he came back to me one day, and we could scroll up back. Sorry, like we were going all over the place, but like it was hard to get all the things that I needed to in this short period of time. And I work, you know, I work, and it's a lot of stuff, right? I mean, maybe people are getting bored. I don't know, but like it's a whole drama. But guess what? People seem to have a voice, and they don't know what's going on. And you know, this is actually what's going on. Not everybody is like as guilty as you think, and sometimes things are happening behind the scene that you have no idea or no reason to make suggestions until you know about the truth, right? So
I mean, there were always some accusations and like sus things about, I want to say, Mad or like other clans as well over the years. I've been playing since 2019 as well, so I, you know, it just it's just there, you know, people say things and you keep hearing things, but I didn't know it was that
Bro, you're telling me I didn't
organized.
know it was that bad too. Listen, I talked to you before, and then you were like, I didn't know a lot of these things. Like, dude, I did not know it. I mean, I knew a lot. I knew a lot more than you, I think, right? I knew a lot more than you, but I didn't know that it even stretched to this length. I was like, yo, bro, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Top 10 spots? That is absolutely wild. So that season that me and Legend, no, Legend made it in there, in first. Sorry, not first. He didn't come first. He made it into top 10. We cooked one driver. I don't know if maybe they didn't start doing top 10 at that point, but now they're definitely doing it. I don't know at what stage they started doing top 10. Because, like I said, I think the first or second season, those season might be, truthful and or whatever. I don't know where it started from. I can't vouch for a lot of people at this point because, like, I've heard rumors and I just don't know what to believe at this point. So the one thing I could tell you is that we know for this season the top 10 spots were reserved, right? That's what we know.
You can only assume the worst here.
Yeah, I can only assume the worst, but we know that this happened because people take screenshots apparently in Telegram, like, right? So if we go back to this message right here, is when Mad, I guess you could say Mad accused us, and New Rave reach out to me with the first accusation. Right now, keep in mind we're tracking these guys points like all along. We know that they're boosting. The very day after I made the rant video, Big D's points boosted 226 236 points in one session. Win rate dropping like crazy, like 2%, right? Which is bad for an account like his account. Like, it should not be dropping like that. And then the day after, the days after, when we already knew about this, he wrote me. New Ray wrote me this. Now, mind you, like I said, this guy is cool. He's trying to stay out of it, but at the same time, he's trying to not let there be conflict between me and said guys, right? Me
So
and the
some
other
of
drivers.
them are actually against boosting. Like some of the drivers don't like it.
Some of them, yes, I would say some of them. If I was supposed to put some of the drivers are against it, um, I could tell you, I could tell you for one, I've had conversations with Nastia that she's against boosting, and we could go over that later. But I've had conversations with her, and she's against boosting. But like that's another that we'll move on to that. All right. So New Rave reached out to me on the 16th. This was last week. This was last week. Now things are serious at this point because we've gathered all the intel and the evidence that we need. Like, we saw it from the first day after, like I said, right? So he goes, "Hi, bro." I said, "Hey, bro. In general, I use a translator as there is a lot of information, right? I'm guessing that Matt provided to him. There are essentially two problems: Freedom and Devil, 1 to 2 hours, 300 points kick, right? Um, I would write with a complaint if I hadn't seen DD, right? 59 enemies. I think the translator messed up right here, but DD had 59 win rate at this point in top 8. With such a friend on Vanya at hand, I have no slightest right to make any complaints of your co-clan member. This is what I understand from this. And, like, your viewers can make what they want out of this. But basically, this is saying that you see my guys went up by 300 points, but you also see Big D in top 8 with 59% win rate. Like, right? So he has no right to basically judge me when that happened, right? Judge my clan mates, sorry, when that happened. So I said, as a finale, somehow resolve the situation with overfull battles. As I understand, you play purely. Fesnik has said that you and Chinese player will be the only ones playing, and the rest of the battles are fixed. Oh my god. So that everything is fair. You can also take screenshots of every 10 battles. I want us to come to some type of solution, at least between ourselves, and ideally everyone. You're a clan leader. I will be able to suggest Mad come to something, and then it will become clear.
So he hasn't even gone to mad, I think this is saying, yet about it. I also understand your dissatisfaction of being accused just like that, and that it has become a matter of this principle. Here I regret, I believe you say so quickly and when to discuss it. Basically means that, he understand, because there were some things said about him, like people were saying that he might be boosting as well too, and it was not true because he was playing on BZK's account. That's a strong account, right? So not saying, like not saying that he doesn't do boosting, but I'm saying that, people were accusing him now of boosting. Then he goes, then I said, this is a lot, right? I was at work at the time. I said, this is a lot. At work now, we'll respond to you when I get home, right? Then we scrolled down. Then we scrolled down a little bit because there was some stuff that he had deleted and I asked him about it or whatever. But I sent him this screenshot, right? Are we on the main this big screenshot here? I sent him this screenshot, right? And if the viewers were tracking, I did say my reset, right? I'm EST. The reset happens at 8 p.m. EST, right? So right after I get home, slightly after I get home, the session resets. And as you can see, where we post the fourth, I don't know if I can zoom in up at the top there, but it should say the fourth up there, right? And then it has the end of after the end of the fourth. This is what this means. This is what the points are. And then I noticed something on that session on when the session actually when reset actually happened in the next session. I noticed something. Actually, I think it might have been Devil that pointed it out. It's not Devil. Sorry, Knight that pointed it out. 1 hour after next session, NFB guy and DD plus 200 points.
So that's like first session, the top screenshots, the free screenshots at the top. That's like one session at the end of it, right?
Yeah, that's the end of the fourth session, which is basically 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for me. So the next session, so that's the end of the fourth session. That's a screenshot. So after that session finishes at 6 o'clock, that's that screenshot, right?
So you have 2 hours, 2 hour break, and then the next session starts, and that's 1 hour into the next session.
Yeah, and so 9 p.m., 9:11 is when I posted that screenshot. Right, like that post, basically. I said 1 hour plus after next session, which is basically like after when reset happened, I posted that. I said NFB and Big D is plus 200 points, right? Plus 200. And somebody pointed out that if you look at the fights that happen in 1 hour, if you zoom in on the points that happen in 1 hour.
Okay, so he has 835 fights, 2,877 points, right? That's a 2,000 probably. Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, so we're comparing the NFB with the 1 trophy and then Big D with the 1 trophy. Yeah.
Let's just do DD first. So 916 battles. Then in the next session, that's 65, so 81 fights.
So yeah, he did 81 fights in 1 hour.
81 fights in 1 hour means more than one battle.
You do the math on that, my.
More than one battle per minute. Like even one, let's say even one battle per minute. That is not possible because the timer starts as soon as
the last battle ended.
And we all know that it takes like a minute or something at least.
Let's say 30 seconds if you're picking fast. 30 seconds to a minute if you're picking fast, right? 81 battles. So let's compare the NFB guy now, right? The NFB. So he did 81 fights in 1 hour, right? Let's compare the NFB guy now.
The NBF?
Sorry, NBF guy. I always say NFB. NBF guy.
852, that's 48 plus 36, that's 84. 84 fights.
What do you notice about? Yeah, so he did what, three fights. So he might have got the bot or a random opponent in between. 84 and 81 matches in 1 hour, both of them. As you can see, the points of both of them jumped up by 200s. And then you notice what I posted. I didn't post it right here. I think I just said again, and he calls me me the booster, and I did promise them something, right? Now, this is where I'm going to start admit to where the boosting actually started.
So this is what kicked it off. What this was the breaking point.
What kicked off my clanmates started boosting was really this, because this was the previous session, right? So if we dial back, because this is screenshots that I'm sending him now. He messaged me the morning after. So as you can see, if you compare the timeline now, April 16, he said hi bro in general, and then he started. If you compare the screenshots of when I said Big D and the NFB guy went up 200 plus points, that's 4:15. So it's literally the day after in the morning, right? For me, he messaged me about it, right? So I sent him these screenshots. This is what I sent him. I sent him these screenshots, and as you can see, what I wrote underneath the screenshot. What I wrote underneath these screenshot, the proof that I sent to him, I said, it's weird that you said I was boosting, then he does this himself. I had nothing against that guy. We spoke a lot. All he had to do was come to me and talk.
Which account is he playing? UC?
So UC is playing the NBF guy's account, right? Vanya is playing DD's account. So Vanya and UC boosted up, right? So mind you, a week ago, DD's account was at 26th place at 66 win rate. Now it's at 59% win rate, right? So, and 9th place. So I said, it's weird that you said, and you know, Reese said that about me. I said, that was to your first point. Third, I noticed you deleted some message, and I guess I went into, you know, BZK about something about offering BZK to play account. So basically there was some like there's some conflict, because we thought that he was boosting, right? Showed him Freedom thought he was boosting, and then said, you know, like, yo, tell BZK to get that guy off the account, and I'll drive his account for free and get him top 10, because we don't want this guy boosting, because BZK has a strong account, right? The last thing we want is an account like that against us, right? So I said, I will tell you this: it's best if you stay out of this fight with us and Mad guys. You got paid to get BZK's account to top 10. I'll promise you that you make top 10, right? Because that account is free. That account is easy to make top 10. You can pay that account. Like, we won't even look at you in this fight right now. I'm not asking you to help me win. At the same time, I expect you not to help Mad guys either. I didn't start any of this. I said, it will be like this next season again if I don't get that first place trophy. So I think it will be best if you stay out of it. Me and you are cool, and all I want is it to stay that way. But if it's the case that you help Mad guys in boosting, then to me, you chose a side, and I don't think we'll be cool after that. Best thing I would say is to stay out of it. Don't choose sides. You will make top 10 without helping anyone, right? Fair. I'm telling this guy to leave. Just stay out of it. Because at this point, the war started already. Right? Now, for my viewers that said, well, I guess I could put this later. I'm not any you know, supreme person or whatever, but I'm also, I try to be a man of my word, right? I don't say shit unless I plan to follow up with it a lot of times, right? You know, sometimes sometimes you know, it doesn't happen but if I say something, I try to follow up with it, and I did promise them, if I see boosting, we will boost. Because at this point, I realized that it's about money. And you have these guys trying to bully people out of top 10 because they have big accounts or access to big accounts. And everybody's supposed to just sit back and take it because they get to dictate LA. And everybody has to sit back while they get everything, right? This game is not fair for no one except for them, right? So I said, I told New Rave, I said, you need to back off. So he goes then and said in the next screenshot, or sorry, in the next thing down where I said you could make top 10 without helping anyone. He said didn't have a full top 10 screenshot. I'm really interested to see who started the boost first, because apparently he got some messages that we went up by 300 points, right? And these guys did nothing. So I said, okay, all right, cool. Thank God we save every screenshot. We have every screenshot, right? And I said, who do you think started the boost in? I don't have a full screenshot because I was trying to get Big D and NF guy. But here you could see Legend Devil's points is the same after last live arena session. After the last live arena session, and Big D and NFB already went up to 200 points, right? So if you zoom in, you see that Legend points is at 3371, and then Supreme Bomb is at 3305, and the NFB guy is at 3313 here, which is where we see after he boosted. And if you look at the bottom of the message, which is basically the first original screenshot where they were lower in points, you see that Legend Devil and Supreme Bomb are at the same points. So I said to him, who do you think started it first? And I showed him, and his response, as you can see, let me see. His response, as you can see, he also important note. There's a timer on my, like that I took at the bottom of the screen to the right in the message that I gave him. It says 9:10, which means that I took this picture before and I tried to take a picture with Big D and an NBF guy after, because the big D picture wasn't showing. So I took this picture and it didn't include DD, and I took the picture. Thank God this picture ended up being a bad picture and I saved it, right?
Yeah, because of the time. Yeah.
9:10 right here. This is fate. It was fate. It shows it 9:10 right here that I took the picture. And then as you can see in the screenshot that I posted in my Discord about, the points going up, it shows 9:11, which means that I literally took the same screenshot. I took the same screenshot twice. It was just one had DD and the other one didn't, right? So that's proof of that's when I actually took the screenshot, right? So I showed him the comparison between the screenshots. And then I said, who do you think? Their points already went up, and Legend Devil points and Supreme Bomb were still the same as the previous screenshot. And then his response to it was, I think DD. And then I followed it up because I don't want you to defend your friend now because I know he's your friend. I said, and you say both boosted together. By the way, DD is Vanya in this case, right? They boosted up. So DD and you say both boosted together. They started a few days ago. Now I'm admitting that I know everything now. They started boosting a few days ago. And then he said, thank you. I am definitely disappointed in the guys. I said, and you and Mad, you have a choice. Just like how you denied BZK's offer, I expect you to do the same with Mad. I told you that you will make top 10, which is what you got paid for. If you agree to help them, then it's clear that you chose a side. All I'm asking you to stay out of it. Play normal. If you match with us, we fight normal. And if you match with Mad, fight normal too. Like I said, I didn't start any of this. And then he said, I know, and this is the most sad moment because I don't know what I need to do with Vonnie in terms of LA. Like, he's my friend, but the situation is definitely discussed. Definitely should be discussed on a clan level, I guess. I said, yes, I know he's your friend, and you recently met me, but brother, this goes beyond Vanya. I think ever since I made the video about Big D, and accusing him, accusing me of boosting and called out Mad and showed proof, I think Big D's ego and feelings got hurt. And now he wants Mad to win by any means necessary, right? Because the guy is from Mad. So that was the end of that. And after that, I wasn't trying to listen to anybody, right? because this would have been the Thursday or so. I don't know if I think the 16th is a Thursday. Now this was last week. Now this is coming to the end of Live Arena. We're within 1 week of it finishing now, right? If I'm going
Yeah.
by the right time. So
That's Friday.
at this
That's
point,
Friday. Yeah.
yeah, at this point, I wasn't trying to listen to anybody at this point because at this point, I knew it was on. So this is where I could safely say, I could safely say, like, listen, I didn't deny it to him either. He noticed that Legend points and Devil's points went up. Legend and Showed and Freedom points went up by 300. Listen, his guys started boosting from the 8th, the day after I made the video, right? DD started moving up through the ranks, right? With another account called Voodoo, VOODOO account. I think that made it to like top 30 something place.
Let's actually take a look.
That account was supposed to make it into top 10. He was one of the ones who paid for top 10. Right, and I could show you. I could show you proof of that. Like it was supposed to make it into top 10, but it didn't. I think it's at 30 something or 40 something. Yeah, I know it's called Voodoo account. So it's WODOO or something like that.
Maybe I missed it, or he renamed, or I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. At this point, they probably masked it now. Let me see. Go down. I think it's from that T clan, that T something clan. Go down, scroll down. I think it's from that.
There it is.
Oh, look how far it dropped. That account, by the way, was all the way up in top 10 at one point.
Yeah, I saw this account up there, and also this other, what's called, Krataxe or whatever.
Oh,
Kataxe. Kataxi.
Yeah. So Kataxi account was up there as well too, but
he wasn't even in Mad. Like he was.
Yeah, you're right. He was in District 13, which is also another Russian clan. But now, look where he's at. He's in Mad now.
2,000 battles.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Not saying Kataxi was boosting this session or this season, right? But Kataxi was at second place. He played a lot of fight with a battering rate. Like, he could tell you this. I mean, honestly, I basically, I could say I won against him a lot. Everybody won against him a lot.
I think yeah. I mean, it's not a really either it's not a strong account or I don't know, but I also even I won a lot. Like probably
and he was second place, right? By the time he was second place, I literally. God, I hate to say it like this, but I literally farmed him out of second place, basically. I remember one night we just kept on going back and forth when I was third or fourth, and I just kept on going against him. That was the night that I gained so much points, which became a big deal for them. So I don't know if that's what they thought I was boosting, why I was boosting, and then I showed a screenshot of that thing. I think I sent you all the screenshot. There's proof of me basically just like going against him like on every screenshot. So I went 34-0 that night. I went on a 34 win streak. I didn't go on a 0 because I lost some fights that night, but I went against him and I basically just like it was so much points that I got from him that night. And I guess that's what triggered off the whole, oh, maybe he's boosting. I don't know. Maybe that could be the reason, man. Or, whatever. So yeah. It's to the point now where it was too late. There was no trust on either party's side, for lack of better words, right? Because we know that they were boosting. They already accused us of boosting. They think we're boosting. Well, they thought we were boosting. Then Legend Devil account and Freedom started boosting because guess what? They were like, bro, how are we supposed to stay in top 10? I'm like, you know what? We promised them. Let's go for it. And the crazy thing is, I will tell you this. So this is the other reason too. If anybody was watching the leaderboard, me and this guy were like this every day, like very close every day. At that point, I was still playing fear. Like trying to fight him. right? Fear. I have a shit ton of screenshots that I shared. Like I have a lot of screenshots that I shared with you, and it basically tracks my points from all the way out, all the way up to 4,700 and whatever it was the night before the actual boosting started, right? And we could see those points, and people were making fun of it in Discord. But you could see, if you could start from like 4,000, you could probably start from the original of the screenshots. Probably three. Actually, you could start from 3,000 out. It goes all the way up because this all happened in the last week, I think. Right? As you can see, I'm like going against this guy, and I heard some rumors that this guy was winning me like on a positive win rate, bro. Look at the screenshots here. Look at the screenshots here. Like, believe what you want to believe, but look at the screenshots here.
So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights against at that time, the number one, right? And you won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You lost once, twice.
Yeah, and then you could go through the other ones. I guess that was. Let me see what screenshot you're looking at. I mean, there's plenty of screenshots that showed me. I mean, you could go from like the 4,700 because that's where it started. That's where it ended, and you could just trickle back to that. There were so many screenshots. Every time you see me post that thing, it meant that I sent him to the Shadow Realm. It's this meme thing that I have going on, like where you you fight him 3 times, you win him 3 times, you send him to a bot, basically, right? So I just have like just so much screenshots of me just going against this guy every single day, just winning majority of the fights. And then I heard today, for some odd reason, for some weird reason on Discord, that this guy had a good win rate on me, or a higher win rate on me. I'm like, bro, are you guys smoking? Like, are you guys not in my Discord to see this?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's literally the proof right there. I mean, bro, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row.
Yeah. Because sometimes what I would do is I would fight the fights, and I would send him to a bot, and I would just wait, and I would just basically wait, like wait maybe like a minute or two, and then I know it takes him about a minute or so to queue up, and I would just wait, and I would just click in again, and then fight him again. Because it is that way, right? Because 30 to 45 seconds to pick all the champions and to ban the champions. You load back into the fight, it takes like 25 seconds or so to fight the next person. So I know I just have to buffer like maybe like 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then I start farming again.
So you
not saying, okay, let me be fair. Not saying that he didn't win me. He did win me sometimes, right?
Yeah, we saw it. I mean,
I could promise you the win rate wasn't in his favor.
I mean, kind of shows. And so you took the first place
the night before the actual boosting started. Yeah.
So you actually took the first place in a legit way.
Yeah. I basically I farmed him the night prior. I farmed and I took the first place. But here's the thing. This is what was happening all season. I would go close to him, or I would overtake him. I would go like 20 points in to him, and then I would fall asleep. I would fall asleep in the night after that, that morning session for me. Bro, you have no idea what I was doing. I was staying up like until 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I go to work at freaking 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I would stay up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning just playing so I could get up close to him, to just stay with him, right? Because I know if he starts this foolishness, that I'm going to start. It's going to be on. And at that point, I already knew he was going to start because he already boosted accounts into top 10. So it was already on already. So I got close to him every night. I would wake up the next morning, and this guy would be like 150 to 200 points above me. My clanmates are sleeping, sometimes haven't played a fight. Sometimes they did, but sometimes they haven't played a fight. And it was to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you guys playing in the morning until I get up, which is like maybe what 1 or 2 hours after 8 o'clock in the morning. That way, I know that he's not going against you guys and getting points. So anybody that he's going against is outside of top 10, because the session that New Rave plays on in BZK's account is not the second session. It's the third session or the fourth session mostly, right? And the session that the NBF guy plays on is not those sessions. He plays in the same session as New Rave and in the last session, right? So in the mornings you realize that this guy would just be above there on the Cetalis account. And I was like, bro, ain't no fucking way that this guy, sorry about my language, but ain't no way that this guy is not boosting with the other account, right? So I was like, all right, cool, say less. I knew it was already on already, right? Because my guys were not feeding the points in the last few days where we were like, okay, don't wake up, don't start playing until we start playing, and let's see how much points he got up, right? We should have did a video recording of that and then doing a 1 hour comparison like we did with Big D. But unfortunately, we already knew what was gonna happen, and we didn't know it was gonna blow up this big, so we couldn't plan for everything. You get what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, yeah, it's on. And then I made the plan that, listen, everything is going to happen on Saturday. Saturday is going to be the day where the shit hits the fan. Because Tuesday is the reset. Sunday is the day of Platinum Arena reset. So it's going to happen that day. And yeah. So
It's crazy stuff.
I'm gonna wait on your next question here.
Yeah, I don't know even where to go from here, because it's just like a lot. It's a lot of stuff that in the background that
most people don't even know about. Like
most people don't even know.
Don't even know about what's going on.
It's happening right in front of our eyes, but
you guys wouldn't even know it if it flew over, like at in any time of the day. Like it's something that it's undetectable if you're not in the top clans where you hear rumors and then you're like, okay, let me kind of watch what's going on with my own eyes, or you see a screenshot of win trading or something or boosting, right? So yeah, it's kind of hard to know what's going on if you're that there. That's why when the original thing came out where people saw our points where it was, they were like, oh, it's boosting and blah blah this and blah blah that, and people didn't know what happened. So here was what happened now. So when we figured out they were boosting, I reached out to the member of Leo Clan, Leo Blaze. So I reached out to him because, as I understood, they said he tried to boost on them last season. And I was like, okay, in this case, let me hear his point of view, because at this point, I'm just hearing fucking lies at this point, right? And they're lying to me right now, talking about, oh, they're not boosting. So I reached out to Blaze. I said, hey, hello, brother. Are you Blaze from the Leo Clan? Now, Blaze is a high-level arena player, right? You see him up there every season, even by himself. Anybody who doesn't know Blaze, I think a lot of people know the previous owner account, which was RMC. And you see me say it here. I say hello, and RMC was a good friend of mine as well too. Still talk to him. He comes in my stream a lot. High-level account, has three trophies on it. First of all, let me say, you're a really good player. I was good friends with RMC, the original owner of the account. Very strong account. So I was wondering if I could put something to you and your Leo guys. I was on stream earlier on YouTube, and I had a Bink rant video about Mad and boosting. They accused me of boosting, which is not true, all because they got paid to get the guy in first place trophy. I said they came to me. They came to me and said Leo boosted last season, and they don't want it to happen this season with me and my guys. Now I am going for first place. were you the one that wanted a red trophy last season? Meaning, was he the one? If everything was right, was he the one that wanted the red trophy? Meaning, was he the one that wanted to get first place last season? Not to say that he was boosting to get it, but was he the one that actually won it? So he said, I don't speak English very well. Give me a minute. I said, no problem. He said, thank you. There must have been a lot of bad words about Mad and drivers here. Yes, last season I wanted to take first place, but they kept the only account next to me that could compete with I guess he meant with me, crypto, right? I'm the only one who didn't overwhelm the raid last season. They dragged out fights against me and themselves poured in 3 to 4 people play on one account. You and your guys are really good players. I'll support you and match up with and maybe catch up with my other guys because they paid for first place and they didn't let me win. So basically, what Leo Blaze now here is saying is kind of the complete opposite now of what they were telling me. Leo Blaze, they were saying, boosted on them first. Now, if I was supposed to take a side in this in this race right here, or take a side, me knowing that one clan pre-orders the trophy from the previous season, who am I likely to believe? The person who pre-ordered the trophy, that means they need to win that trophy. That means they have incentive to win that trophy, meaning the Russian drivers, or the guy who really has a good account and he actually wants the trophy, but only has 2 guys with him, while Mad had like 6 or 7 people up there with them last season. Like, I don't think I would believe Mad in this case, because guess what? If you're telling me that the Leo guys boost on you, you basically accuse them of what you accuse me as well too. So I was like, okay, say less. We're good. We're partners now in this. So if any boosting happens, we'll have the Leo guys with us. And it was just him in the beginning. And then he brought in Dimzo and another 2 other clanmates, basically Dimzo and Lemberg, right? Basically to help prevent anything from happening, like where they bring in more Mad members, right? This is basically to help keep out and basically help the fight against the Mad crew. So I reached out to him, and like I said, I'm in contact with him. I kept it on a down low because I didn't want people to know that we were with them. Then they would bring in even more Mad members, because at this point, if you look at the leaderboard, at that point, the first place, Setales, BZK's account, NFB, and DD 4 or 5. Okay, so it's 5. That was up there now, right? And mind you, at this point, let me see if it showed in this video. They had the Voodoo account that you could see if you zoom in at 12th place, right, on the list. Yeah, K-Tix, which is now in Mad at 13th place. Armitus, which is in Mad at 15th place, right?
At that point, Kataxi was in
D13, right? District 13, which is a Russian clan, right? So we had all these people out there, and we were like, okay, they're bringing in drivers. They brought in 2 people already, and Voodoo account is on the outskirts. These guys are not winning trophies. By the way, these guys would match against us and just leave the fight. The Voodoo account would just match against me and leave the fight, right? So my thing is, I'm like, okay, well, it's a war now. It's a boost. It's gonna be a boost war at the end, because we know that they boost already, and I already promised them if they boosted, we're boosting. It's gonna be a boost war. So we planned on the Saturday, and this is what truly happened. I'll give you guys the rundown of what actually happened. So we all sat in Discord here, and it happened at reset on Saturday for me, so 8 p.m. for me, and we all sat in here. And actually, I can't take credit for this one. Freedom, he came up with the amazing idea. He said, Nick, just load in and try to get the first place, and then right after I'll queue with one of the accounts that I'm on, because he was on two accounts. He was on Shodan Freedom and Legend Devil's account. I'll queue on one of those accounts and see if that other guy's queues as well too. So I said, okay, sure enough, press the button. As soon as it hit like 8 p.m. or 8:01 p.m., right? And who I matched with? Mad Guy. So I matched with him. Freedom queued instantly. Who did he match with? Setalis. I was like, oh, hell no. These guys are going to start boosting already. Because at that point, you could see the last screenshot that I showed you. I overtook them. I overtook them by 70 something points. And I did it. I showed all the screenshots of where I beat him like 7 or 8 times on that list. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so this is how you guys are going about it. You guys are just boosting to just pass me back. Right? So I was like, okay, say less. It's on. So what I did after I fought the first place guy, I won him. Freedom kept the guy in queue with the other account, and then he basically used he kept the guy in queue with the one account that he used to match with Setalis, right? He kept Setalis in one account that he matched with him, and then basically me and him just started boosting. And then that guy now, the first place guy, started to try to queue again. And then there was a moment where it broke again, where Setalis had ended the fight or whatever against Freedom, or I don't know if he won or lost, but the fight had ended, and then my fight had ended with like we had stopped, and then he's they said, queue again, Nick. Try to get first place again, because we need to get it back in order. And I queued again, and I got first place again. And as soon as I got first place, Setalis queued again, and he got Setalis again. So Knight kept Setalis in queue for like minutes, right? Minutes. And then I fought the first place guy and won him again. So that's 2 times now I'm winning on that account now. And then we started going up after. And then that's how we ended up so far above them. And after we went to like 1,000 points, I want to say. About 1,000 points. Like we saw that they stopped moving. Those 1,000 points up, we started moving. Now we waste a lot of gems, mind you. This costs a lot. So I could safely say it's not cheap. Like, right? We were just refreshing 100 gem battles. 1,000 fights is a lot, but it's not crazy as almost 3,000. But it was a lot of gems, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of gems. I mean, once you hit the cap, like the 100 gems per 5 battles, I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. So after we got there, what's his name? Knight actually said, "Oh, are we stopping here, Nick?" And I said, if we stop here, then they have like, it's easy to come up, because we only did this for like what, maybe 2 hours or so. I said, I don't know, like I think we should probably go higher, because like they're probably just gonna boost on us.
So now you're at like what, like 5,000, 6,000? What, like where are you at?
I think I was at like 4,000 plus. Oh, actually no, it was 4,700. So at that point I was like 5,000 something. Yeah, 5,000 something above them when they stopped. And then we were like, okay, do we stop or do we continue? Because they're just gonna come back. It took us like about 2 hours to get here. They could get here as well too, right? So and the thing is, we tried to like back them off, just like how they did the Leo guys last season. So I said, okay, nah, you know what? Let's continue and cement it, because if we stop here, it looks like we won by, it looks like we won. If anybody's not looking, it kind of looks like we still won by a decent, okay margin, right? There was margin where it was 1,000 points, 500 to 1,000 points, and people believed it because people didn't know. So you know what I did? So let's go, and we went to 2,000. And we almost, I think
2,000 above.
3,000. Yeah, above. And we cemented it. And as you saw, we did like, small amounts of fights every day after, because they stopped moving. The guy that was in second place at the time now, He just backed off. He just backed off because he's not getting the trophy. I think he already got the top 10 trophy already. But it was no point in wasting any more gems if he's not getting top 1. And he backed off. And then we were like, well, Pallarium is definitely going to see it now. I mean, the consequences of this was a lot of time, effort, and money spent. I mean, but guess what? I said, like somebody came to me and they were talking to me and they were like, oh, there's a lot of sides to it, right? So one side is saying that, okay, it's good that this happened to them and all that. And then there's another side, they were like, oh, you stoop to their level and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And I'm like, well, you guys were kind of watching me when I said, if I saw boosting will start, because they do it. Right? Now, I said that, and I meant what I said. I don't think they knew that I meant what I said. And I don't think they had any idea that I would basically pull what everybody is now calling the anti-mad crew against them, right? Put together that anti-mad crew against them, right? So I said, now Pallarium will know at least, I said, listen, to me, the trophy didn't matter. And I could honestly tell you that. This wasn't about the trophy. This was about what they said about me. Like I said, nobody stood up to these guys. They knew what they were doing. Nobody stood up to them. People were afraid of them because guess what? They were driving a lot of people's account. None of them guys are driving my account, so I don't give a crap, right? I don't give a crap. I don't depend on none of them to actually get into top 10. I could get into top 10 just fine. I did it multiple seasons. I shared a screenshot with you where I was in second place multiple seasons over. And what did they do to me? They did the same exact thing to me when it was just me up there alone. And you could probably go through those screenshots after. But like I said, I promised them that, listen, I promised them that if they did boost, after accused me of boosting, I was going to boost, right? And I'm telling the guys to boost as well too. Because this is just not fair. This is just not fair because you guys dictate who runs LA or takes top 10 in LA. See, there's a photo of me in second place, and you could show the date on it. I guess you could scroll down, zoom out, and you'll see the date that message was posted. Right? I have the message in the I think I took a screenshot. Then I basically wrote when it was posted. Like, right, you can see in my Discord. These are things that are in my Discord that you could go look at. You could go track it. I've been in top 2 twice now. 2 seasons ago, I was in top 2. I wasn't even trying to be in top 2, right? I just played normal. I played normal.
Almost 500 battles, not really.
Right, 500 battles. And how much percent win rate did I have in that one? I think I put 2 of them.
94.
94% win rate, and crypto had 95, right?
Yeah,
so
1,400.
What do I have? What do I have to do? What do I have to prove to you guys that, listen, I don't have to boost to make this happen. But guess what? I could never, me or you could never be top 1, no matter how good we are, no matter how good our account is, no matter how good our win rate is. If you have people that gatekeep the top 10 because of profit.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue here, that we have like a group of people in different clans driving top accounts to pull up smaller accounts, block others, manipulate the leaderboards. That's fucked
I was
up
in top 10 that season. I was in top 10, top 2 the other season again as well too. That's the season that I met the good version of Thanos, I would say, right? The version that came to me and asked me every day about my Fedorad build, because nobody was using Fedorad back then. The good version of Thanos that actually came to me and said, listen, oh man, you're a solid player, blah blah this and blah blah that, right? Not the version of him that I have right now that's defending against something that he knows is going on, but he's trying to keep a lid on, right? And then he's coming to me, defending these guys and playing hypocrite like he don't know what's going on. So my thing is, it's out there now. It needs to be out there. And you know what? I said, whatever comes with it, comes with it. But if Pallarium decides to take this trophy away from me, they need to take it away from a lot of people, right? And they also need to give me back my money that I paid for my gems, right? Because not only was it gems, it was time. Dude, you know how many mornings I went to bed like 6 o'clock? And yes, I know it was my decision to make, but at the same time, it took effort to do this. Because your average player cannot do this. The people that are complaining that I'm a cheater and that I did this and blase, 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 and they don't know the facts or they don't know the story or whatever behind this, you guys probably benefit off of this right now. Because guess what? No matter how good you think you would have became in this game, you would have never met top 1 if you hadn't paid these guys for it. And all I did was basically put it out into light that player could see it. They blame me for something. All I did was outboost them in a stunt or an activity that they're known for and they're used to, and a lot of people in the community know them for. And all I did was basically outbeat them in it, right? And I made them a promise that I was going to be up there every season from now on. And before I forget, a little birdie told me that some people are upset, and there will be 10 mad accounts in top 10 next season. Now, I laughed at that because I was like, okay, I know you guys have a lot of accounts. The one thing you guys don't have, though, is that many drivers for these accounts. So it's still gonna have to be run by Unfaith or Fez or you know, Vanya or whomever. I said that's what kept you guys this season, because you guys had a lot of big accounts. You guys didn't have enough bodies. And I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I don't think it's all mad, right? Because I communicated with Nastia. I've always communicated with Nastia. You know, I have to drop the biggest bombshell.
That's the driver of crypto, right? Like,
that's the driver of crypto, which is in MAD, by the way. So I got to give you a backstory that happened last year. This was when I really knew what was like. It was freaking serious at this point, right? So the last set of screenshots I think I could have shared with you is the screenshots from Nastia. And hopefully she doesn't hate me for this. And I don't think Crypto should, you know, whatever, hate her for this, but because it affected him as well too, right? If he was truly paying for it, no, if he was paying for it, then I mean, if he was paying for it, okay, to Nastia is fine. But if he was being boosted for it, then it's wrong. But I don't think it is, as you can see from this dialect that we had, this little, you know, conversation that we had here. So November 2nd of last year, this just happened like what, 6 months ago? So this was about fourth or fifth season, yeah? Armitas and Vanya catching up to you really fast in like 3 days. They boosting. Hi, everyone has a different opinion. Big D think it's not a boost, but I think it is. I said, or do you think they are? He said to me in stream, but I don't believe it. So there was like I streamed, and I noticed the points going up, and people were talking about it, and I was like, yo, I wonder if these guys are boosting. Now I told you, Big D used to watch me on Saturdays, and he goes, oh, I they're not boosting. I've seen their battle logs. They're not boosting. So I said, okay, all right, bro. And this is the respect that I gave it to him, even though everything in my brain was telling me that this guy was lying. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay chill. You know, this is, you know, I don't want to be disrespecting anybody or whatever, and I don't know any situation, right? Something that I expect everybody to do to me, give me the benefit of the doubt. So I said, no way their fights are 1 minute fights. And then she goes, they play only a DD account for 20-second fight, right? So I said, yeah, they went up like 200 points. I mean, since this session already. She said, I think it's boost, but DD thinks it's another. I said, it is. You're right. Everyone sees it. A lot of people are talking about it, right? So we go to next screenshot. She said, a season ago they were fighting over BZK and Doc Moreau, and now they're essentially doing the same thing, right? I guess they were saying that they were doing it as well, but now they're doing the same thing, but claiming it's different. It's bullshit. I think DD want Cup to protect Vanya. And protect Vanya and Unfate, right? So,
So
like I said,
cup means
Unfate.
trophy.
Cup means trophy here. She's Russian as well too, so her translation her translation is slightly worse than New Rave. New Rave translate a lot more in words. She does short answers, and I kind of have to make it make sense, through the translation. I said, but in my defense, I could say that I don't do it, and even avoid and sorry, and even to avoid tarnishing myself, I left Mad Discord because I don't want to associate myself with such shit. Right? So she's upset right now, as you can see. I said,
That's crypto's
yeah,
driver.
yeah, this crypto driver that's in Mad, right? I said, yeah. I said, oh, so you only do LA? How do you communicate for Siege? She said, I don't need this. She basically, I guess she said she doesn't do this, right? I'm finished with all drivers on Mad when season finish, right? I said, what do you mean? You're done with them? She said, yeah, I'm finished with all drivers on Mad accounts. So she's not finished with Mad necessarily, but she's finished with all the drivers on the Mad accounts, right? So let us go down to the next one. I said, okay, I don't blame you. And then she said, no one could catch up to me when I was playing normally. I said, a lot of people were saying that you are probably going to be upset by the boosting, right? And then I said, true to her statement. I said, point system and matchmaking is BS. She said, true. Well, to put it bluntly, the situation is both funny and sad. And it's a pity that the account, I think this means account because it translated to the same thing up there. The account isn't an infinite. So basically, who don't know, infinite is the previous clan leader of Mad. Then she said, as it would have stopped right away. Basically, she was saying if it was infinite instead of big D, this wouldn't be happening. I say, yep, that's very true. And then she said, how not say this is not a boost. So basically, she shared this beautiful screenshot. By the way, that she didn't even have to share. I saw the screenshot already, and it was in the community already. So as you could see, if you know how fights work in LA, from the end of the last fight to the end of the last fight is how it calculates the time in between fights, right? So the end to the end, right? So here it's showing 1 minute fight. This one it shows basically 1 minute, little bit like 1 minute and 14 seconds. Then right here is showing 1 minute and 2 seconds. Then right here is showing 1 minute and what is that? 12 seconds, and so on and so forth, right? Big D versus Armitage. Basically, Vanya versus Unfate, right? And here you see, left the fight. The same freaking thing that I got accused for, right? Okay, let's back out. So, next screenshot.
But this is crazy. Like how many? Like you cannot win a fight in a minute. That's not possible.
Well, it goes to what she says here. She basically says what we all know: 1 minute fight between battles, including hero selection and search. To search for a fight, it takes like sometimes it takes let's say it takes 15 seconds, or let's say it does it immediately. Let's say immediately, right? Then you have to select. You have to take about, I don't know, on average it takes like 30 seconds on the low end to like a minute to select all your champions, right? And then the fight is over in basically a minute. All that is 1 minute, by the way.
It takes easily a minute till the fight starts. Easily.
Yeah. Easily a minute, a minimum. Because guess what? You search. It takes like 15 seconds to search. It takes like another 45 seconds to select the champions. Then you have to ban the champions. Then the fight has to load in, right? All of this is time, by the way. And these fights are saying that these fights are over in 1 minute. So what the screenshot shows, we have gotten so creative with the boosting, apparently, that they will select the champions, load into the fight, and just leave the fight. This is what basically this shows. Because I could tell you, I've played matches against both these players, And these fights are damn near 5 to 7 minutes, especially in that specific season, because I was up there as well too. Right? So I said, this is crazy. This is crazy. So yeah, I said, yeah, it's all BS, definitely boosting. And then she said, the most offensive thing is that it's done by clanmates. I said to her, and even more offensive is lying to the clanmates about it and trying to take them for a fool. Because that's kind of cruel, right? Like, imagine me and you in a clan, and I'm the clan leader, and I'm boosting to pass you up. And then you're like, yo, well, hey Nick, are you boosting, bro? Like, are you boosting to get past me? And I'm like, nah, I'm not boosting. And I'm using other fellow clanmates' account to boost past you. That's kind of messed up, bro. Like, this is fucked up,
Boosting
right?
on clanmates.
Boosting your clanmates and lying to your other clanmates that you're not boosting. What kind of leader is this? Now, mind you, I knew this about Big D from back then. I still didn't say anything to this guy. I still didn't call him out on nothing, right? Like I said,
That's last year.
that's last year. This is not even far. This is just what is November that just passed. Right? We're still I mean, all this still happened like in that we know about this. All this still happened in in April here, right? Like we that well, you guys seen the boosting. So this is not far. So I'm like, okay, well, let's continue scrolling. I said, and then she said, agree, right? The plus means agree a lot of times, I think. That's why I'm no longer in mad. I said, I know how Vanya plays. When we fight, matches are like 2 to 5 minutes. Just fights, not even champ selection. So the fights are 2 to 5 minutes, not even matching up and selecting champions. She said plus, which means she agrees. I said, no way Armitas and which is unfade, and him have 50% win rate now. And she goes, yes. Okay, so all right, here we have what I took with my own personal PC, right? I used to use the MacBook here. So I took 2 screenshots and I showed it to her. And I said 100 plus points within an hour, and that's my time EST. So the picture that I shared, right? And this was when it was like you could see it in this picture. Now, people that are telling me about my win rate and all these things, look at these heavily accounts with these win rates. Not that win rate means anything, but I'm just showing you how it is, right? So in the first screenshot, you can see it's 8:13 a.m. Like I said before, the window starts at 8 a.m. for me, right? So it shows Nastia's points at 4787, which is crypto, right? It shows on Fate, which is Armitas, 118, and that's his points. And then Big D 110, which is basically almost a battle, one battle difference, right? Both of them have similar win rate, right? And then if you look at the amount of battles played, literally 2 battles off each other. This was 8:13. If you go to the next screenshot, which is this one, 9:18.
It's like 1 hour later, yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour and 5 minutes later, exactly to the T. It shows Nasty. It shows Crypto's points. Yeah, 4795. She did 8 fights, so because she was at 4787, right? She did 8 fights in 1 hour.
No, 20. No, 20 fights.
She did 8 points. Sorry, she did 8 points. I said fights. My bad. She did 8 points in 1 hour. Right? Big D now. Big D did 100 and I guess 106 points. 106 points.
Big D 110 to 114.
Yeah.
He went from third to second.
Yeah, they're swapped around. They're swapped around in this case. So he went up 100 plus points. Armitas himself as well too should have gone up 100 plus points, right?
In how many battles? That's 177.
Actually, probably slightly less than 100. It looks like.
In 34 battles?
34 battles within an hour.
Within an hour, and I mean that's. I guess you can not really. Can you do
34 battles within an hour, 2 minutes a fight.
If it's a very quick fight, but not really.
Yeah, but these guys are matching against each other.
But yeah, they have to match against each other because otherwise they wouldn't gain that many points, right?
Exactly. So they have to match against each other to gain that many points, right? And then if you look at the fights, they literally swapped around because of course, when you're boosting, it's one gain, the other one gain, and eventually the numbers will catch up. And I probably take the screenshot on the screenshot that this guy might have lost 2 instead of 1, right? So 1-2-2-1, and 1-2-2-1 fights on Big D. 1-2-1-1. And so they basically both did, I think, 30 something fights within the hour, right? This is what I sent to her, and then her response was, she said our conversation don't matter anyways. It don't make sense if the clan leadership either doesn't understand or covers up such people. I said, yeah, true. I said the imprint on the clan will remain even if the boost stops. It's already been done and everyone has seen it. Very true at that point. Like everybody was talking about it for that season. I said, yeah, and that's why a lot of hate towards Mad. It all comes from arena boosting, classic, and now this, right? So basically, we have a clanmate being boosted against their own clanmate. I mean, I told my clanmates this. I said, listen, if I have the gall to boost against you guys, there's nobody who I wouldn't boost against. And this is me speaking like as Big D. Like if Big D has the gall to boost against his own people, there's nobody he wouldn't boost against. Like, so me up there thinking that, oh, he's just gonna play fear after I made my rant video in the last couple of days. When I know that the account already started boosting already, whether it is Big D or Vanya playing, guess what? It has to be. There's no way I wouldn't have gotten it, right? So that is my thing. This is the reason why I did. And I know that like a lot of people might have their own opinions and their own hate, but guess what? Let me tell you something. The only thing that came out of this, at the end of the day, the thing that came out of this ultimately, at the end of the day, Polarium knows about it. All you guys know about it, right? A lot of you guys were naive and ignorant to the whole situation, right? You see me and Freedom up there, and everybody's throwing hate and blame. So let me just say everybody, because we have a lot of people that are late game and end game. Those are the people who we get cheered on the most, because guess what? They know what's going on. They know what's been going on with Mad. Right?
And they've been affected by it.
They've been affected by it, right? Because none of these guys could actually make it up there with these guys up there, right? And we've been getting cheered on by these guys, but at the same time, we've been getting a lot of backlash. Bro, I spent the whole afternoon today while at work, commenting with this guy in my under my YouTube video, because he has he basically has no idea of what's happening and why I did what I did. But like I said, people will just talk, and whether or not you think that I went about it the right way, let me ask you something. How long do you think this has been going on? And who would have stand up to Mad? Because nobody was doing it. The thing about I could say is, and I'm not saying that I'm this or I'm that, but guess what? I know myself, and I know I could play arena, and I know I fought against these guys plenty of seasons before. And I know some of my guys, right? We might not have big accounts, but I have a lot of soldiers that could play accounts. I can promise you, I have equal or more people that could actually play their account, a high-level account, than I would think Mad does right now. And that's a bold statement, but guess what? I stand by it. Right? I have soldiers with me. I might not have people who spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on the game like I do, but guess what? I have soldiers with me. Right? They could play on my account. They could play on high-level account. It's so easy. Kai, I could tell you red. I could tell you love. I could tell you night. I could tell you like there's plenty of people that could actually play on my account or play on any high level account. So I don't need anybody judgment towards the situation. Or if you want to judge, you know what, at this point I don't even care. The only thing I can say, if you're salty about the fact that I boosted to bring out the truth in all this, like listen, I could have done it to where you guys wouldn't even know. All I could have done was boost it to 500, boost 500 up and wait till they came closer and I boost 500 up more, just like they did with the Leo guys. And guess what? It would have been swept under the rug. You guys wouldn't even know about it. And guess what? Everybody would have had me as this high praise person that won a trophy. But guess what? I didn't want it like that. I wanted it out in the open. So you know what I did? I boosted the goddamn 2,000 something. Now everybody knows about it. Now everybody has an opinion on it.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was wondering, like, why, when I saw it first, like, why did you do it that excessively? It didn't make sense, when you thought about more, why did you do it that excessively? And
I mean,
if you want,
people ask me too. I'm gonna be honest with you. People ask me too, bro, you did it excessively. Now they're gonna know. I said, isn't that the reason? What? I mean, I said it on stream. I said, if they boost, I'm gonna boost too. So I admitted it to the small minority of people who watch me, right? But I already admitted it already. There's no way, and it was being thrown around the community that I was doing it. So guess what? What did I do? I said, listen, you want to bring boost into light? We'll bring boost into light. And like I said, I can have 3 or 4 guys up there every season. Right? And I'm not saying I intend to exploit the system, but guess what? If they play fair, we play fair, and we could still be up there. Right? I've been up there twice already. I made top 10 twice. I made it on Legends account very easily when it was a younger account than my account. And right now, Legends account is very, very strong, right? I have slightly better gear than him PvP wise, but he has a lot more +4 champions than I do. Right? So I could do this every season. Like without having even any partners up there. I've proven it already.
I mean, you did it. You did it.
I did it. I did it already. I did it twice already. One on a weaker account and a second time on another on a not so weak on my account, right? So my thing is the judgment that I'm getting from people right now, just be thankful that it's out. And just be thankful that Playroom knows about it. Guess what? If you guys want to boycott or whatever I saw from like one of these guys that act like he was against Mad, and now all of a sudden you want to boycott, start a whole movement. I said, if you want to start something and talk about they should take the trophy. Guess what? Tell them to take a trophy, but please pay me back for everything that I put into it. This in terms of gems and how you could put back my time. And then also, you should strip some of these trophies from some of these guys that actually did it. Go back into their battle logs and see how they boosted, but how they got boosted. That's all I can say to that. But I can tell you that this trophy, you know what it resembles to me? The time where we stood up to the fuckery. And it to me, it's a community trophy. I told some of the guys that reach out to me, shout out to the Rouse clan. They're thankful that this happened. They're like, yo, we should build this man a statue. I've seen screenshots going around. I should build this man a statue. And I said, bro, I'm glad you guys feel this way about it. But you guys are like the end game players, but the minority, because there's a lot more mid game and lower free-to-play players, right? Early game players that don't know what's going on. And they're coming for me now, talking about, and they don't know the situation, of course. All they see is that guy boosted up there. Without knowing anything that happened in the story.
Even how could they know, right? Like, how could they know, right? Like,
and you know what? Everybody that came under my YouTube comment and said something, bad or disrespectful or whatever, you know what I said to them? I said, hello, mad player. Or arrogant person. Or sorry, ignorant person, not arrogant, ignorant person, right? I said, hello, mad player or ignorant person, because the only persons that would actually come to me and said what I did was wrong was someone who doesn't know the situation, one, or is a mad player or a friend of a mad, two, right? So I always say to them, and I try my best not to be upset of people coming to me with this, but at the same time, I'm a regular human being too. You get what I'm saying? I know that some people might not agree with the way how I done about it, but guess what? In my country, I was telling Snackbox, I said in my country, sometimes to get rid of bad things, you have to basically put an equal amount of bad force or force to that bad thing, right? Or more to get rid of it. How do you end wars? You end it by actually competing in the war, right? So am I disappointed in how this all went down? Yes. But at the same time, it's out there in the open, and hopefully Polarium can do something to fix it. Look, I could tell you, I shared something, and I hope Nasty doesn't. I hope Nasty it doesn't feel any type of way about me sharing this. So she said, "Hi, GG's with the cup." But this is too much. He was talking about the name changing and stuff and blah blah blah. He's the number 5, right? And I agreed. I agree. It is a little bit excessive because not everybody in Mad is to be blamed for it. I said, hey, at the end, the cup wasn't. You can see this was earlier. It's 1 a.m. for me right now, and this was like when I was at work at 1 p.m. earlier. I said at the end, the cup wasn't won the right way. I think you should know. I think you know why we did what we did. But hey, at least it's out now, so Polarium can see it and do something about it. I said they did that. They did that. They did what they did. I can't control. Okay, I was talking about the name changing. They got their own feelings with the Mad players and drivers, right? I was referring to the name change. She basically said about the name change right here, but let's skip that. She said, as far as I'm concerned, the cup was won fairly. Because I was in second place, bro. I basically was in second place. Like, it could only be me or the Chinese guy that won the cup, which is Vanya. But guess what? We would never know how that would end up. You could take whatever screenshots that I gave to you, and you could compare it to whatever screenshot that he might have or whatever. But guess what? It would have been one of us. So I would 50% to win it if it was a coin flip. So she said, for me, as far as I'm concerned, this is the driver crypto, by the way. The couples won fairly. For me, principles come first. And if my clanmates broke those principles, I don't see any problem with what you doing it. I already told Rave about this, and he agreed with me. So no one went to help. So apparently, she's shining light on the situation. So some of the Mad accounts backed off when they realized that Vanya was boosting, right? Because even his friend agreed with us that listen, he's to be blamed because he started the boosting, because I had to show proof, bro, to prove myself that I didn't start this, right? She said, so I said, number 5, he changed it. So number 5 changed back the name. He had it as something else, and I had him change it back. Or no, he changed it back by himself, actually, I should say. Well, I appreciate that. This shouldn't have gone down the way it did, but they took offense when I made the rant video and boosted accounts into top 10 when my two clan mates at the time made it there fairly. I did promise in the rant video that if I see boost, I will tell my guys to boost. She said, yes, sad. Oh, no, well, she was talking about the name change. Yeah, I see on stream, and I see that DD do first. That's why we don't go to help, because it's not good. And guess what? This is why I could respect her, right? A lot of people don't like her, but I could talk to her. But if you have their own clanmates coming to me with this, bro, you really think this Nastia played against me in so many seasons before, even when I was not even competing for top 10. The offense that I took with this is that what if I was a random player that stayed low key and let's say in a random clan and decided with my clanmates one season, let's go for top 10, and then all of a sudden people are accusing me that know nothing about me. Now I have credibility because I've played in top 10 arena, right, multiple times, and I have had all these proofs collecting to try to clear my name. So hopefully some of it does. And what if I was a random player or a 3-man squad in a random clan that nobody knows about? I would have got hammered for this. You get what I mean? But some people that know me knows that I play arena. Not saying that I'm the best or the brightest at live arena, but I do know how to play live arena. That's something that no one could take away from me. And I did it, and I did it fairly. The first time I did it fairly the second time, and I made top 10 quite easily. Right? So if you want to bear judgment on me, like I said, I can't stop you. And if you disagree with how I went about this, I cannot stop you either. But know this. At least the system will, I guess, improve. It's kind of hard to stop the system from what it is right now, because here's the thing. I told Snackbox, these guys not only control accounts that are in MAD, they control in almost every top clan that you might know. So guess what? Trying to stop this, it would be very, very, very hard.
Yeah. So here,
Go ahead.
Drak and some other guys suggested to, to make it impossible to face clanmates in live arena, but with the fact that it's not a clan issue, it wouldn't change anything.
It wouldn't change anything. Because K-Fix wasn't in MAD, and not saying D13, all of D13 is related to MAD, but you have a lot of people that these drivers run for. You see,
and maybe some we don't even know.
Some we don't even know. I could tell you that, unfortunately, a lot of the clans that you see that might be Russian, they know each other because they're in the same set of groups. Just like the English people are in the same set of groups, you have the same set of people in those groups, right? Because it's a language barrier with a lot of people. But honestly, it's very hard to stop the problem that we currently have right now. And I said there was one suggestion that I said, but I think this might make the trophy less valuable or appeasing. I did say they should basically take a group of people, how tournaments start, and just chuck them into a group by themselves. But that would kind of diminish what the trophy actually means, because the trophy means you're number one that competed in the world for this season, right? If you do it by, let's say you chuck 30,000 people into a session, a lot of people would be earning the red trophy every season. You know what I mean? But basically that what that alleviates is you planning to go in there with a specific clan. And even then, you might end up with two people from the same clan. They're like, hey, can I borrow your account for this season to help boost up this other account?
So there's always a way.
There's always a loophole. There's always a loophole. You can't stop it. You can only restrict it a little bit or prevent it. I've heard a lot of suggestions from all the videos. I mean, I watched Jock video. I heard him having suggestions. The win rate is never a thing. The win rate cannot work. Because there was a guy earlier in my comments on YouTube, and he was talking about, you have such a low win rate. You shouldn't be number one or whatever. And I said to myself, I'm like, this guy must be a mad player, or he's very ignorant, right? So I said, and it's in one of my latest videos, but I was basically telling him that if you're thinking that win rate is a thing, I said, let me ask you a question. What do you think sounds believable? When you have a close season like what it was, we were all close in points in top 10, right? And if you have us going against each other neck to neck, don't you, and let's say, for instance, we were winning and losing, would the win rates be higher the more matches we go, or a lot lower? Because we're just battling out like barbarians at this point. We're not in a season like it was in the prior seasons, where, let's say, for instance, crypto account was 33,000 away, 2,000 away from second place, and all that account went up against was mostly low spenders, where he got matched with low spender, because he's so far in front of number two, where he doesn't even get matched with number two. He gets matched with everybody underneath. Like randomly underneath, where he gets 1 point, right? Or she gets 1 point. So I said, your win rate could be high at that point, but it can't be high if you're up in top 10, unless you're just a killer up there with a nasty account, and you're just killing everybody up there, right? I would say if you're up there playing fearfully, like your account, your win rate could be anywhere between in the last, like if you're duking it out from the season start, your win rate is probably going to be like anywhere between 60 and 70. Now, I wasn't denying this guy that boosting happened, but I also didn't want to tell the story until I talked to you, right? I didn't want to tell anybody about what happened until I talked to you. I said I was going to talk to you exclusively about it because you were one of the first person that came to me and say, "Hey, Nick, what happened here, man?" It kind of looks obvious right now that you're boosting. You know, like you said, it kind of looked obvious. I think is what you said, and I said, you know what, brother, I'll talk to you about it because you were the first one that kind of came to me and said, well, as a big person in the community, right? Like in terms of content creator wise, and said, you know what happened here? And I basically said, you know what, I'm gonna show you what happened first, and I basically showed you, and there's things that surprise you, and you were like, oh my god, this is like a documentary, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea how deep this goes.
It is. It is
Yep.
really deeper than I could have imagined. I mean, but it kind of like I had like there was always this feeling and rumors were there, right? So there was always this thing where people were saying there's something sus and fishy, and I mean now we saw it like Telegram posts. You can order top 10 ranks by
Like a meal.
trophies. Yeah, I mean, what more proof is needed there? I
You know
mean,
the crazy thing for anybody who want to say like listen, all I had to do was basically pay for this trophy, and it would have cost. I think it would have cost a lot less because all I would have to do is just basically pay these drivers to stay out of my way if I wanted this trophy. So guess what? At least I earned a trophy by competing against them fairly to begin with. And the last part, I was like, okay, I don't trust you guys, and I know that you started boosting already, and I know that you're going to do it. So guess what? Let's kick it off today. And then we kicked it off, and then we saw that they tried to start boost, and then we just basically boosted with them, and we outboosted them, I guess you could say. But all matches, well, but matches were played fairly. When in the beginning to about the second week or whatever, when we realized, or third week, second or third week when we realized that the boosting commenced basically. So I mean, take it as what it is right now. I mean, I don't know what else proof I need to show you. Like, it is what it is at this point. So I'm done.
yeah, I think a lot of people that will see this will be surprised and everything that people didn't know, and it's gonna open a lot of eyes, I think, of a lot of people, And yeah, still, like I don't condone boosting at all. Like I know you did it because
I know, and I could take the flack. I could take the flack for that, right? I could take the flack. I do take it. And it's not something that I'm proud of.
Yeah, and I would say you would rather like win it the fair way, I would imagine. So hopefully that will be possible in the future.
Hopefully, well now I put a big old target on my back, and as according to the grapevine or the birdie that is talking to me, apparently Mad are going to take over top 10 next season because I don't think Polarium is going to have a fix for it by next season. So guess what? Be prepared to see 10 Mad up there boosting the shit out of it, the system. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't. If they weren't saying that, I could be up there and I could be a havoc for them the next season, by playing fairly, of course. I could go up there by myself if you guys want to see that. But at the same time, if they're gonna boost up there just to prove a point, just to make Nick not being top 10, then it's kind of like effort and time wasted because I do work a full-time job, I do work 40 to 60 hours a week. Like raid is not my entire life. Like I'm trying to build my YouTube, but at the same time, and I stream on Twitch, but I do have a life outside of raid. Like I could play when I'm at work. Sometimes I could play, when I'm at home. It's exhausting, especially these past week, I haven't slept a lot, bro. I literally stay up and I just freaking just play just to keep up, just to keep with these guys, and then to know that in the morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, I got to do this all over again. And this went on for about 2 weeks. This went on for, I'm backed up in work right now a little bit. So guess what? I'll clear my work before next season, but let's see how next season starts. Let's see, what happens. That's all
Well,
I can say.
you can rest the next 2 weeks, I guess. uh, get some sleep.
God. Yeah. My boys are talking about, oh Jesus, we gotta do this next season again. I wonder if Flame's gonna have this fixed. I'm like, well, let's see. I really don't know at this point, So
Can I ask you one thing? Can we open this chest?
yeah, we could open the chest. You know what, I was saving up, but you know what? This video deserves it. Like, it's a community chest, so let's open the chest and show it.
All right, let's see. Ooh, okay,
There you go.
okay. You got a mythical book.
I got a frame. By the way, that I don't even use, that I'm not even probably going to use, because guess what? I've had the top 10 frame for months now, and my clanmate put it on when he was driving for me, or I think, did I put it on to show that he was the one that was driving? I forgot. Like when I was at work, because I was so busy in the last week, I had to take calls. So I had him play like a session here and there. It was just like in the last week though, to cover me and until I get back home. And then when I got back home, I would take over and stuff. But yeah, it got really busy for me in this last week or so. And then yeah, I mean that I don't even really use the stuff. I like my avatar. I like my current frame right now. I don't really change it like that.
It looks really cool though, the outer frame.
Yeah, it does. It does look cool. I mean, maybe if they want me to wear it for the weird on stream stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna upset people, but guess what? If the community say don't wear it, guess what? Here's the thing. If you guys pull a poll and say I'm not allowed to wear the frame, I mean the trophy is shown, but I'm not allowed to wear the frame. I won't wear the frame. Fuck the frame. I don't even wear the top 10 frame anyway. So pull a poll and I'll do what you guys say.
So there you go. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up then. Thank you for coming on the channel, taking the time to show me all this, and everybody else, and I think you put a big target on your back with all this stuff, and you didn't have to do it, but I appreciate that you did it, and I think it's important to show this and address it, and I think it's an issue, and I think it should be handled the right way so it doesn't happen anymore in the future. And yeah, man, thanks for being here. So
hey man, it was a pleasure, bro. Thank you. One thing I could say to you, like I have a lot of the times I have like neutral feelings about CC content creators, and where I have my neutral, I would say go watch content, but I watch content creators like on YouTube. I mean, for news mostly, right? But I'm like, I always keep people in on the same level until I'm like, okay, I can't watch this guy or whatever. And the fact that you came to me, how you came to me, I was like, okay, bro, this guy, I don't even know how he made it to my fan. And not necessarily because you believe me, but just because how you came to me. I don't even know if you believe me, but how you came to me about the whole situation, I could respect that, right?
Yeah,
and this is why I decided to speak to only you to begin with, right? So because I was like, everybody's throwing these things out there, and I didn't have to prove much to you, even off the rip. I didn't even have to say anything to you. I just said, bro, you know what? They're doing it, and everything is gonna come to light. And I got some stuff I would want to show you. And then you said, you'd want to make a video on it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down, because guess what? You came to me the right way. You didn't come to me accusing or jump into conclusions or such. You came to me, bro. I could tell you. Also, to be fair, Shinny knew what was going on already too, because like obviously he's in the Leo clan, and I saw some people giving him flack about it, but they don't know what's going on. And I went to Shinny as well too, to contact, but I guess he was kind of late. But I got contact with Blaze. I didn't get it through him necessarily. I got it to somebody else, and he knows what was going on. He wasn't mad. He knows about the system. He knows the system is rigged. He knows that it's rigged against every player except for these guys, right? And that are in top places. And he believed me too. It was just hard to prove. You get what I mean? And sadly, I proved it by kind of digging myself into that hole to where I'm like, whatever. But guess what? I did say it on stream, and it's not like I would have came out and be like, oh no, I got the 7,000 something points without not boosting. I didn't deny one thing. All I kept on saying to people is that, listen, it will come to light. I have receipts. Just hang tight. Like, don't come to me with this, stuff until you hear my side of the story. Because guess what? I'm a player at the end of the day, just like you. And I know, and I know that, like, in my heart, that I can never make it there if these guys are there. And even worse, for some people that were coming to me, I'd be like, you definitely are not gonna make it. To throw shade on them. I'm like, you're definitely not gonna make it because,
it's
like,
impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say to that.